Hey guys, you have 15 minutes to go here before we get, let's be honest, nothing. No change is going to come through at 2 o'clock, but we will get obviously the dot plot and economic projections as Sharif and Adara were alluding to. There are a couple things to note here ahead of that. I mean, if you go back to the beginning of the year, this was the meeting that everyone had pegged as was going to be the first cut. So here we are now at this March meeting, and definitely not going to get a cut today, possibly not even going into the summer. Until we get these numbers this afternoon. Once we get these numbers and get a better idea of what they're thinking, that might be back on the table. But all quiet. That's the dollar right now. All quiet here ahead of Fed Chair Powell coming up at 2 o'clock. Still a number of, that's the S&P 500. That's about as flat as you're going to see this board. Some individual movers obviously standing out, but NVIDIA down a full percent, Broadcom, nice day. Meta, nice day. Everything else, very, very gray across the sector board right now. Not a lot going on as far as the overall market is concerned. Teeny tiny, in fact, on the SPY. Little daily chart forming here. That is going to change coming up at 2 o'clock. Maybe a little bit more at 2:30 than at 2 o'clock, let's be honest, but we'll see. As everyone awaits for Fed Chair Powell. Again, a few things to note here. There will be no change as far as the rate is concerned. We will get these economic projections and the dot plot. Remember, it's the first time since December that we've seen any kind of indication from the Fed as to what they're thinking going into the end of the year. And I mentioned going back to January, even December, this was the meeting that everyone had been earmarked and pointing to as when we were going to start to get cuts. So let's see what they think now. Is it going to be June or is it going to be September, October? Before we see any kind of significant movement here from the Fed. So quick overview, I guess, guys, before we get into what's going to happen here at 2 o'clock. We can touch on, what the market is not doing right now, but what are we looking at right now?
Well, the market's about to break the lows. Maybe we're jinxing it here. I've been looking at ALAB a heck of a lot. That's at IPO today. If it breaks 55, fair enough. I'm probably going to take that one short on a 55 break. It's a big level. If you've been looking at that one, it's been crazy wild, and everyone's been waiting for Reddit tomorrow, and I feel like that one might end up being the more exciting long. But we'll cross that bridge when we get there. Here's the NASDAQ breaking off the bottoms. Usually on a Fed day, I'm not in position on something that is directly related to like the Qs, but we always look for that first rubber band action. So because we're not going to get a rate hike or anything like that, people are going to digest the dot plot. A lot of times that first initial move, I think you get a bit of a retracement on it. So if you're looking at the Qs here, you got the 39 to 39 threes, and then you have a hard bottom at 438. I think looking at individual names on the bullish side, my idea or my flex for the stocks that I'm liking is Microsoft 420. Because that was a good level yesterday. It's a clear, defined support level, and it was a nice little chop zone there. So if we do get like flash down, bounce up, it's Microsoft that I'm looking for in particular. And then if I'm looking to short something, it's hard not to have a look at AMD, because AMD is down 3.5% and absolutely tanking. If it flashes up to VWAP, that's a previous resistance level or support level turned into resistance. So if there's a shot to the upside, AMD 178 looks good for a short. Meanwhile, I'm kind of eyeballing Tesla. And I will take an ALAB 55 break, but that's completely unrelated to the Fed.
Yeah, I don't think, ALAB, I just look here, I don't think anyone's positive on it today, but it was a good move upside. Sometimes I look over and it's like, that'll tell you if it was easy or not to trade. But I mean, normally I take the opening print. I just wasn't really feeling it today. I'm in Bitcoin right now, by the way, to the sell side. But yeah, so great move up to 60 bucks and then a fade right back up. But what are we thinking right now? Yeah, I mean, Bitcoin was a lot of fun. Apple was a lot of fun from the bottom 175. But if we're going to look at the Qs right now and think about, what we have in 10 minutes, you're just in here. We know what to expect as far as a decision. It's going to be nothing. So zero change in the rates is what we're going to hear from Benzinga, from Brendan. And when that comes through, then we'll wait to see what that dot plot, if it indicates that there's future cuts in the next 2 or 3 months. Maybe we get that one in June. Then I think that will help the market, and we can probably get a nice little rip happening off that level. But until then, I just think we wait and fingers crossed. I mean, UUP is the dollar today, so you can have a look. We can watch out the DXY, the US dollar. Again, pretty flat today, only up 0.07. We've seen a nice little move off the bottom here, and then in 4 or 5 straight strong days for the US dollar, which generally speaking should send some of these tech names. Well, I mean, recently, it's not really moving with the NASDAQ. Like, you know, you get some 5 or 6 straight up days right now, and the NASDAQ's kind of just moving around here the last few. But again, a lot of that's going to be NVIDIA based and whatnot as well. So, yeah, I'm not really expecting a whole heck of a lot, but we'll be trading the TQs or the triple Qs for sure when these numbers come out, and then we'll look to try to get some strength back in Google and Apple and all them.
Oh, but I mean, this bears mentioning too. Intel's almost at $41 right now.
Oh wow! Yeah,
I say that with a chuckle because like at this point, I mean, if you can't laugh about it, then like what the heck, right? So on good news, Intel went down. Oddly enough, I mean, we talked about Boeing going to the upside, but I think Boeing's bounce wasn't as big of a surprise because it held a massive level of support. If Intel loses $41, it doesn't feel like the kind of stock that has 39 in it today, but I'm willing to bet when I'm at a baseball game in Dunedin next week, if it loses 41, I'm sure I'll be able to pull out my phone and see 39 at some point next week from the diamond. But that 41 is very likely to get tested some point after this Fed move. And I know we get that whipsaw action. When you're this weak and there's that big of a level, I feel like you're probably testing it today. I'd rather look at the AMD, which is a little bit more clear. And as I said, Microsoft will be a bit on focus. I don't want to sleep on Meta either, because I feel like Meta's got a decently defined range with the 500, 501 top. I was doing some scalping on it, but I think the 495 and the 500 to 501 levels, if we're going to get some kind of an inside move, I think you've got some areas to work with on Meta. So I'll add that one to the list. Like Microsoft, Meta, AMD for sure. Nate's saying they are not raising rates. You're right, they're not raising rates. Yeah, it's not.
All right, quick review here. That's a very red coffee cup in the middle of it. Quick review here as we head towards 2 o'clock, 8 minutes to go, and then we'll get nothing coming through. Just to confirm that, 99.0% currently, this is March, that nothing's going to happen today. I mean, May, the same, 92.1. You go to June right now, and Frank and I were talking about this yesterday. It's actually ticked up a little bit since that conversation I had yesterday with Frank. 59.8 once again, 4.8 down here for full 0.5%, 35.3 for no change in June. When you get out to July, that's when you start to see it more heavily weighted towards something other than where we are right now. So again, that's all going to change coming up here in about 7 minutes. But the key again will be just to get a glimpse as to what they are thinking as to the rest of this year.
I want to see what he thinks about this recent inflation. Like, I want to, if he comments about the higher print in January, the higher print in February. Obviously, we all know the dot plot's coming out, so that will have an effect on the Fed rate tool and the projections there, especially if, you know, the three price cuts are still on there. But yeah, lots of questions unanswered. Brenda, we're going to find out soon.
I've sat through my fair few of these listening, and knowing these reporters that are going to be there, every single question is going to be about these inflation prints that we just got going back a week ago. So yeah, we'll see coming up here, guys. As far as instruments of choice for this, what are we looking at?
You know, I think you go from a couple of buckets. So you want to trade the overall market. I think that's where you go into the Qs. I think if Sean has it right, and look, well, there's no right or wrong, but I think if you're trading an index, Qs over SPY, just because of a little bit of extra volatility, it being tech, that makes a heck of a lot of sense. I think some people like to trade GDX because they want to look at like gold miners, think there's volatility there. I'm not a huge fan of that. I think if you like the IWM, which Adara does, fair enough. I like looking at specific equity names so I can work off of the established levels that they have and try to get that rubber band action back and forth. And I usually, you know, it's something that I was already trading that day. So like I said, I like Meta, Microsoft, and then AMD are the three that I'm looking at. If you go over something like an NVIDIA, if things fall apart, NVIDIA looks good. But it just, like AMD looks a little bit more clear in its direction, much weaker name. But if we just flush for some reason, I mean, 880 on NVIDIA does look like a good breakdown level. But it's so far away from the top here that I don't really see a trade for me there. It's got to be more like AMD is so much more clear. If it gets juice into VWAP, that's a big, big move, and that's a clear rubber band trade. And then you look at the stronger names like Meta and Microsoft have been relatively decent to the long side. So we have about 4 minutes to go. Now remember, they're not going to actually move the rates. So it's reaction to the dot plot. From there, some scalp trading, and then at 2:30 when Powell gets on the podium, generally speaking, that's where you can develop and find a trend into power hour. And I never want to be fighting that trend. If it's like 3 o'clock and he's getting to the end of his comments and that stuff, you don't want to be fighting the trend at that point.
All right, we hit Apple early here at 175. We just took it out at 176.40 for that $1.20, $1.30. I feel like if the market wants to come down, we'll try Apple again down here. Just play the best names. Buy Apple if you like it. We'll be trading the TQQs as well, so you're gonna have to watch out for that. We are short Amazon just because, I don't know, we should probably get out. I mean, there's really no point in sitting around and watching this happen. So we'll get some out here on Amazon. But the only position that first of all, right here is Tesla. Shout out to Chef Joe if you're around right here. We're cooking that up right now for you. Tesla, we bought and picked that at 171.80. This is now $1.42 in the money. So one little bit of club music here before we go into the rate announcement. But Tesla's already getting crushed right now, so that's a good one. And then we are short. We were short. Remember, we talked about that in the chat. We were short crypto, short crypto, short crypto. This is where it got blown out once it blowed through VWAP finally. Then this has been good, man. We shorted some of the tops up here near 37. I'm not sure what crypto's going to do, so we were just covering some. It made a move all the way down. We got the 50 period. We're waiting for VWAP and a little bit lower. So if anything does happen here to Bitcoin and to the larger market, like if the NASDAQ falls, crypto's going down. So we'll just wait for this. It's a short that we have on right now in crypto. So we'll wait for that one.
What's good, though, this is the first time we'll get to observe liquidity, price movement on the ETFs. For the first time, because I'll tell you right now, if the liquidity is really good and the moves end up really well, fantastic. As you said, crypto's going to follow the cues. Maybe that's just a great way to express some Fed trades. We'll be looking at these ETFs, so it's worth having it. I'm not going to throw a chart up on. I wasn't going to have IBIT up, but I'm going to at least have the chart up. I'm not trading. I'm sticking to the names that I was going to trade, but I'm going to throw that chart up because we've never had the opportunity to observe the dot plot, Fed, or anything, and been looking at this ETF. So I think that's a good look. 2 minutes to go. So I'm pretty sure what we do as usual, just so everyone has an idea. If you're tuning in for the first time, Brennan is going to be at the desk. He'll let us know what the dot plot is, any changes, and how many potential cuts if it goes from 3 to 2. He'll let us know that. And then when the comments start coming through, he'll let us know in real time. So, we're not going to be trading blind here. We will have an idea with boots on the ground with Brendo. So I think we'll go to him as we need to, but remember, no podium until 2:30. That's the big key.
All right. I'll give you a rundown here of what we're going to be looking at coming up in, 90 seconds or so here. So it's going to be more about, if we go here, it's going to be more about, if I zoom in, these numbers down here. So we'll get the projections going for 5 years, 1, 2, or 4 years, essentially. They go longer, so they go 1, 2, 3, and then longer, whatever that means. So 4.6, 3.6, 5.4, and 2.5 expected there on the longer. So we'll get those coming up. The economic projections, you won't see anything on here. That's more of just a statement. They'll come out with their idea of what's going to happen going into the future. So I will be hearing that in my ear as this happens, and I'll pass along anything of note as that happens. But 5.5%, it's going to be 5.5% as far as the overall decision is concerned. When this comes out, we'll get that number plus these projections. So the dot plot and then the press conference obviously coming up at 2:30. We'll have that. We'll have a live stream going on screen as well. As soon as that does pop up, we'll bring that to you. But about 30 seconds to go here before we get. This has got to be one of the most anticlimactic Fed decisions I think in quite some time. It's been 99% for quite a while for the March decision here. So 10 seconds to go. I'm just hearing in my ear, and we'll get a nice 5.5% number coming right into that box right there on your screen. But again, these numbers down here are going to be a little bit more important for the overall market. Yeah, a little bit of liquidity going away right now on the overall market. Not seeing anything yet. There it is, 3.9% on the 1 year versus 4.6%, 3.1% versus 3.6%. So all of these downside on the interest rate projections going out to 4 years' time, 2.6 versus 2.5, the only one on the other side. No change as expected, guys, 5.5% there.
Just a rip. We actually got to the highs on the ES. NASDAQ also got to the top. The fade play I wanted didn't get anywhere close. I mean, you look at AMD didn't even get anywhere near 178 as it's absolutely super weak. Meta is up at that 500 level at least. Wow, I have stuck. Maybe you get bursts of quotes. I just pulled up Meta and it was all over the place up there. Liquidity has yet to come back in, but Meta's not the one I wanted short. So I'm not shorting that pop. And the one I want fade is going to be AMD. Meta would have been a dip buy, and it's the same thing with Microsoft. Like I didn't want to be fading a strong stock in here today, but the longs are pumping.
Bye bye.
Right now. Bye bye. Oh, where's that ALAB?
$3. Here we go, man. Tesla's really ripping. I mean, we wanted to hold on to this. It's now $3 in the money and starting to go. There was no dip buy opportunities for Apple or anything. I'm just gonna wait to hear from Brendan like more about what's going on right now because all we know is unchanged, you know, as expected. So, you know, the market's been rally mode for a while. This is a big move. I'm thinking short because like we kind of know this, but you know, it's a nice move. What's up, Brendan?
Excited here, guys, as far as the actual individual members are concerned. So Fed projections show 9 of 19 officials see policy rate above 4.6% median forecast for 2024. Again, 9 of 19 officials see policy rate above 4.6 median forecast by the end of 2024, indicating we're going to get cuts. It's a matter of when. Everything else, as far as the actual economic projections are concerned, I'm not seeing any significant changes yet. I'll let you know if I do.
All right, I'm going to go short. I just went short on Apple. I don't know. We're still long on Tesla. I'm going to try Apple here. I don't know. I mean, that doesn't make, you know, 4%, 4.5%, 5%. Like, I mean, how many cuts are coming this year, you know? There it is. Here's a nice move. Wow, there it goes right back to the upside. So Apple was just 13 cents in the money, and I was like, okay. And then it just went back up to the upside. So, yeah. Until I hear something else about a difference of opinion here, I'm going to try to go short this market and just see. We had a nice move back up. Feel like it was as expected, and there it is right now. We'll just wait. We'll just wait. Nice move for Apple. Hopefully we get down to the downside, and we'll be able to take a little bit more out. We'll take some out here at 87, and then we'll wait to see what happens next. So here goes Apple. For now, it's going to the downside. There's 87. Okay, we got that. Good short here for Apple, and we did cover a little bit on IBIT as well.
Yeah, I mean, ultimately, sometimes you get that rubber band. I didn't see anything, like you, Sean, I didn't hear anything that would suggest continuation of the initial move. So I went to the one stock I wanted to fade, which was AMD, back into the 77. It didn't get to VWAP. It tagged evens. I got 75s. I just took some out there in front of this level here, which is like 40s. And now I'm looking for 175. I mean, if it's going to hold the move, we were at 175 when this started. So I would think that would be the spot that I would want to get the short back into. ALAB just broke the high of the day because of course it did. The best IPOs are the ones I guess maybe everyone's not anticipating will be good. I got a bad feeling about tomorrow for Reddit, the way ALAB is going. People are going to be way too excited about it. Let's go back to Brendan.
One quick thing here, guys. When it comes to the actual job market, so the Fed, in describing the state of the job market, omits January's characterization of job gains having moderated. So they actually pulled that out. I'll get a red line statement here at some point, but again, they pulled out January's characterization of the job market as having moderated.
All right, we'll go $2.70 in the money, and we'll get out now of Tesla. Slap that one up. Shout out to my guy, Chef Joe, out there. We got out at 174.50. This guy's a huge Tesla guy. Nice move to the upside there for Tesla. And man, did we take advantage of that one, putting another feather in the cap today. So good job there, Tesla. Now let's see where we go. everything's fine today, man. We're going to be down on IBIT and we're going to be down on Intel, but everything else pretty rock solid there today as we watch out for Tesla making that move up. And here comes Apple. We won't give back what we're already up on Apple, but we are starting the short. That's why we did cover. We only covered 30% down there on Apple, only 30%. We're going to take it into 177.50.
Oh, now we're
like, there's the high here, 176, if we blast, I don't need anything to do with this. So
I'm out 77s on AMD. Hard stop, man. It turned at 77. I shorted 75.
Is that a nice one?
So I'm out of it for sure. If it gets to VWAP, that's another entry point.
All right, nice trade. All right, let's wait to see what happens here now with Apple.
Holy Meta.
Yep, Meta. Everything's ripping right now. I mean, we're going to feel silly, obviously, to get out. Well, no, actually, I was going to say we're going to feel silly getting out of our Tesla, but we're not out of that yet. We're out of it, sorry, but we're not feeling bad about it because it's still at the same price. What we really need to have happen here is a reloaded position in Apple. So if this takes 177.50, we're gone. So that's a position that we're in right now. Let's see if Apple wants to get down a little lower and let us win on this trade. AAPL, just another one over here. Let's wait.
Yeah, let's be a little bit patient. I'm not chasing tops on this move. Oh, I just missed a curl on AMD. It's like you're flying around here. Like it just hit the halves. I went to short the 40s, and you're just flying back into the downside. We're going to get orders out on ALAB. All right, the new look for me on ALAB is if it flushes that 60 level, I might look for a retracement play, but I might not have time for that one. Let's stick to AMD because I think that's part of the plan. Microsoft is going to hit 425. So the dip buy in Microsoft, like I said, completely non-existent. Let me just cancel that now. I think it has to be like VWAP. I was going to dip by 420. I got to look at like 22s now. If we start to come back in, it's a stock I'm favoring the long side of. So you're getting a lot of big power moves, and the only thing I want to fade, it's AMD. I'm looking for something else that I might like for a retracement play back in here, but I'd rather it be a weak stock over a strong one.
I feel like we're probably going to get stopped out of this Apple. It's not moving. We've traded these names a lot during Fed days and everything like that. This is not moving at all. And it could go the other way here. So let's just be very, very careful with Apple. It keeps on bouncing off 30. We'll wait for one little swoosh down, and then we'll go to, well, right here it goes. All right, let's go. What's up, B?
Projections, yeah, it's dot plot time, guys. Projections downside, it would look like near term anyways, a little bit downside. We'll start off, this is actually the December dot plot, so going out to a longer run. Long story short, just concentrate on the center here. So the center dots are indicating the level of interest rates going out as far as time is concerned, and then this is the new one that just came out. So you can see December versus today. The dots definitely moving southbound, guys.
We go, let's go, man. There goes Apple right here. So we like to hear that kind of news. Here we go, Apple to the downside right now. So let's go. Let's spin that one, baby. This is 15 cents worth of risk, 45 cents worth of a dub. So let's go, man. We are feeling like Steph Curry hitting these bombs out here. Let's get to the downside with Apple right now. What's up, Brendan?
Absolutely no change in this. This is the statement from December outside of that one line that I just mentioned, the job growth since last year, guys. Everything else exactly the same.
Yeah, but you know what? Like, if you're just patient, everything else exactly the same. Short the same stock that I wanted. It's, again, just stick to what you want to do.
Oh.
I'm not going to short a strong stock. We got 77s back into 76 so far on AMD. I got the 75 bid. I think we have a chance of getting that. ALAB breaks 60, and I'm going short. That just broke that $60 level. Oh, it just came right back. All right, just punching it out basically flat on that. Whew, that was a good fill. But we're working to the downside here. Again, in at one price, and then we're taking the profit. I'm not trying to fight this stock. I don't want to fight anything. 230 is the time of day. I think at that point, if we're trending still up, then I'm going to look for some long opportunities. I still think that's going to be over in Softy at 22s. Maybe we get a little bit of Meta action as well. Meta's holding the 500 level pretty decently. VWAP looks pretty good for Meta as well, that 498. So I'm hanging on to AMD to the south side, but I do like some Meta here if we can catch a bid off of VWAP. The market's still holding the top end of the range.
All right, guys. Apple. I mean, this is going to be a big trade. the biggest trade today, P&L wise by far. Let's see what happens here now for Apple going back down in. We've just covered 2/3 of it, to be honest with you. We put on those shares. We were a little nervous about it, but for 15 cents worth of risk, like I felt like that was worth it there. We did talk about possibly getting stopped out of that, so but that's where we had the risk associated. And then when it came back down, then we started taking 1-to-1, and then all of a sudden, when a stock is 6 or 7-to-1 on your risk to reward, and you actually put on shares, it's a pretty good feeling. So now let's see what happens here for Apple coming back into the downside. We hit this one, and we hit it pretty good. So maybe we collapse in. I mean, we've already got Apple down here at 175. My problem is that when, where is it? When he comes on the podium there, he always rallies the market, always. So we'll wait to see what happens here. That's still 20 minutes to go. So I don't feel like there's much happening right now in this market. We could just fade around, and we might go back and test some of these tops. Let me punch out a little bit here at 97. We also have a 93 bid right now on Apple. So we're starting to slowly get out of this trade. We'll find some more. But there's the banger for you. I mean, you guys want bangers. I mean, this is $3. Boom. This Apple trade was a monster trade. I told you it was the biggest one here today. So good movement. Let's just keep this party rolling here and hold the short. But we are getting more out of this Apple trade, and we are bidding 93s, and then we'll see. But maybe a reload up there, probably not. So we've already taken all this profit here. Let's just wait for it now. We're in about 25% left.
If it runs the tops again, I'm not thinking reload if we run the tops again. Just because we've already done that dance, and if we're going to take out these highs before he hits a point, it's like 20 minutes is a long time to wait for a little bit of direction. We'll see what happens there. I was in A-Lab, but when it didn't flush right away, you can see me getting in and out very quickly. This is not a stock that I want to get caught on. Like if the short doesn't work right away, I'm jumping out of it. But I want to look for a breakdown trade here. Again, not necessarily against the strength. I want to look for when things are rolling over. Like an IPO that issued in the 30s, 36, I think it was, after an upsize, and it's going to be at $60 if the market were to come back in post-Powell. I think it's going to make a heck of a lot of sense to jump into that one to the south side. Another one, like I don't even know why I didn't think. I mean, Intel VWAP, like why not? Intel's it's like a dog today. This thing is a dog. So if I don't reload AMD, shorting Intel in front of 42 makes some sense to me. Still think 41's the Alamo for Intel today. If it gives that up, it's going to get real nasty. As I said, if that thing holds, if it cannot hold $41, Intel's on a collision course for the mid-30s, not necessarily today. But this one I do want short because it's a very, very weak one. STR Web, why are you short when FOMC vibes were bullish? I had a couple of stocks that I wanted to the south side, AMD, Intel, which are pretty weak. And I like that rubber band fade trade. Like whichever direction it goes first, I'm generally looking the other way until Powell hits the podium. I like Meta long, no entries where I wanted it. Same thing with Microsoft. So if we're going to pull back in, yeah, I'm going to try longs in Meta and Microsoft, stronger stocks that I'd rather go to the upside on.
All right. Yeah, we're done our coffee. I'm going to go get another one before 2:30 hits. All right, join me tonight for the recap. So we'll recap all of this. But like I said, man, it just takes one. We talk about this all the time. And so we'll sit here. We did get those 93s. I'm bidding 67s as well down here. So that's basically the best that we've gotten so far. And I think we can get even lower than this on Apple. So let's see if it does fade out right now. Okay, well, we can watch out for AMD right here to see what we think about these levels. So right now on AMD, yeah, short into here, 177 looks pretty good, 177.45, et cetera, et cetera. What is the futures doing? Nothing. Let me check out on NVIDIA right now again, just to see that one. Okay, so 900. This, see? I mean, boom, 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 boom. So this is what makes me think about Apple. Like if some of these names are doing this, we obviously hit a nice move on Apple. Maybe NVIDIA is holding this up temporarily. AMD still right here right now. I'm up on AMD today, but I'm not going to. I look for names that I'm up on to trade. But you see, remember this when we were short right there at 181, and then it broke 181.15 and we got out, and then it tanked down $8 or $6. Well, those are the kind of moves that, I think we could get once Fed Chair Powell hits again. So maybe we'll go back into that. I'd like a short up near 178, but honestly, guys, like the amount of shares that we have on here, the trade that we have with Apple, this is really going to be the one for me right now. We did talk, whoa, okay. That was nice. You see that little liquidity bounce around there? That was nice. Face slap that one up because now we're 60 cents in the money right now. And again, this Apple trade is like a good one. We'll leave it at that, and hopefully you guys are on this bandwagon with your boy right now. Look at this out on Tesla. I mean, what else do we really want to do when we're trading? We want to give you guys as many winners as possible. You can ask us about any of the stocks that we trade here. Like Google, we got whipped around there. We came back in, we went short. And then it took the 50 period and we got out. So we went short, made money, took the 50 period, got out. Wish we were still long Google, but we're not. So we got out of that one. Chef Joe just messaged me, says, you're short crypto. I was like, yeah, I was short crypto in the year. This was back in lunchtime. That was working good until it wasn't, broke VWAP. All right, Bitcoin's moving around, but guys, I'm really over the moon here with Apple. It's been a huge trade today. It's the #1 name on the sticky note. So we'll just trade the strength, and we know who we are. And right now, Apple just continues to go to the downside. Almost 80 cents in the money, and then that out on Tesla was just so clean. We saved ourselves another $1 right there. So yeah, we can look at that Hamptons Trader Meta. Thank you, Adam Deleuze. I know real see real, and I see you, my guy.
Yeah, Meta looks okay. It's holding that 500 level. I'm still looking 60 break on ALAB here. But if you're looking at Meta, it's going to break any second now, so I don't want to miss my order. I will stop right away once I get in. Meta, I like down at 98.99. If the market's coming back, which is exactly what it looks like is happening, then I want to wait for the key price. We started at 498 and we broke higher. That's what I want to wait for. Until it's 230. You don't want to mess too much around. You want to play off the key price levels. If we're holding 500 and we're trending up, I don't mind I don't mind Meta after that at that $500 level. So we'll hang on to AMD. Again, the risk reward looking pretty solid there. The difference is AMD was weak, Meta strong. I think that's pretty easy to be able to see. The second this ticks underneath 60, I'm triggering into this stock. So once it breaks, the last time it did a flush through 59, it was pretty solid the second time through. It dropped into 56, I covered it at 57. The bugger for this was going long early and not taking the opening print. If you just did the traditional IPO go long right away, it was absolute gold. I don't wonder if this is a bit trappish in that this did so well because it's an AI cloud name, and then Reddit's gonna pull the rug tomorrow when they open up. Sometime. I mean, again, if the market ends up tanking here, it's going to be poor timing for that Reddit IPO.
Yeah, I mean, whatever day the Reddit IPO was announced, I was like, that's the top. So we'll see if that is going to be the case again here right now. All right, so what else do we want to look at? We already looked at AMD. We can look at Intel, and this again is going to be the red stock for me here today. This and IBIT, we talked about that, but this is really red. Not really red, but just this is the decision that we had made early, and we had tried to get Intel back, and we were pumping that up during the midday, man. We were like, okay, here we go. So it was nowhere near as bad as it could have been here on Intel. We were able to save ourselves with this trade and able to get out. So right there, good trading on Intel. Should have faded that $42. I should have gone right over there instead of Apple, to be honest with you. But like I said, we have the biggest trade of the day right here on Apple. So we're pretty happy with it. And that's about it, man. We will wait for that Reddit IPO. And I see you're in this ALAB, but I haven't been in that yet. Maybe that's the most exciting thing now. I don't really see much else happening over here.
Oh, that stock is ridiculous. Like you should not be this strong. It broke 60 and went instantly to 58.5, and then it went right back up to 60. It's actually mind-boggling how strong this stock is. And then my problem is I am not getting it all out when it gives me that move. I'm looking for like 55 and 56 down there. So I'm trying to hit a bigger home run on this trade. I held on to 2/3 of this sucker. So I'm basically now flat on it because I was down on the stock pretty much the entire time. From the open, I was like, okay, trying to hit a home run and then stopping out, and trying to hit a home run and then stopping out, then stop out there, and I had one good short. This one, I held 2/3 of it. So we got back to flat on it, but I was down on the stock going in. That was they just bought that back up $2 after it took out a major level. So apparently everyone loves ALAB. What is it? What is it called again? Altera something? Altera Labs. Again, it's AI, it's cloud. There is a small float. I think that's a lot of what has to do with it here. Like it is, I think it was 13% of the was released of the shares, and it's a relatively small float, so it's getting a little bit of excitement to the upside. Good one. I mean, if we just do the traditional plan as a day trader on the IPO, I don't think you could have lost. Like usually it's like the bid is 50. It goes to 50-50. I put a stop in at 49.99 and just kind of punch long through 51, and you kind of blindly trade it that way. That would have been absolute gold today. But you know, you heard me say I didn't want that long at the open. So you got to stick to your rules. And I'll slap a fail on it. Like if we traded it, I'll tell you this right now. If Sean and I trade it the way we trade every single other IPO, it's probably the best stock today. But nobody on this floor actually seemed to want to do it that way because we thought it was going to be a dog. And it's pretty good. So back to square one, which is AMD. It's still holding 177. The market's still pulling to the downside. So I still think there's going to be some weakness. Meta's nowhere near 99, so that looks like it's going to be strong. Yeah, I'm definitely, if we actually turn at 230 and trend upside, I definitely like Meta up here. It can't even sniff VWAP, holding the $500 level, up 1% on the day, already in sort of a strong upward trend, and it's got room to rally. Like if it takes out this top, that's a bit of a gap to fill if it breaks that 503. So I think we got the right one. We're just like 8 or 9 minutes away from the podium with Powell.
Yeah, we're short on Apple here, and I like that Meta idea long. We're long Meta right now, so we'll see if that one wants to go. I did just cover a little bit here on IBIT, so that's gonna be a good one right there to short the top. I told you we're still gonna be red on IBIT today, but it's been a pretty good day overall for us here. So I just wish we would have left IBIT alone, to be honest with you, because we got pretty excited about that back in the day there when we started to rally, and it was this Bitcoin, this crypto stuff right there that bad story leaked about, not bad story, but there was something about Ethereum. They're investigating that. So
I didn't see that.
Yeah, that's what started it. I don't, like I said, I don't really know if that was a case or not, but that's what the story was. So we'll see. But okay, so here we go, man. We are long Meta right now. We're 30 cents in the money. Obviously, we want to get a little bit more. The spread is 50 damn cents on Meta. So let's go. We're here for this one. We like this kind of trading. Let's go up to the upside on Meta. Here we go. We are now 75 cents in the money on Meta. Thank you again for everybody in the chat. That was a good idea. So now let's see where Meta goes, man. If we take out this 502.50, that'd be pretty good. And then we can ring the register right there. Like I said, man, we know what we're doing over on this side. Let's just stay true to who we are and get something out. If it comes up to the high of the day, then maybe we'll get it out. But there it is right there. Thank you so much to everybody, because we are 10 cents away, and then we will get to that dollar club there. And there it is, $1 right there on Meta in 2 minutes. Shout out to you, Patrick. You're a real one as well, my guy over there. Got to take risk in this game. There goes Meta, but it still could be a loser, guys. Let's wait to see what happens. 502 possible out there for Meta.
Get my chart back up there. Yeah, I'm sitting on Meta, but I'm not giving, before Powell, I can't give it $4. So I'm looking to give it $1.50. I want the fills at that breakout price and giving it to $4.98. But everyone's risk reward is going to be different, right? Like if you're giving a tight stop, wide stop, no stop, whatever you do, you've got to be able to do you, no matter what. Yeah, it's starting to come back down, that A-Lab. If A-Lab, I'm going to get that one back again at that 60 level, but I'm going to let that one simmer a bit. The other name I like to the long side is probably going to break first, and that could be Microsoft. Ends up being a little bit stronger here. So this might actually break first. 425 to set upside. I'd prefer this happen after 230, but we wanted the softy long. And again, risk to reward. It's like wherever your out's going to be, that's sort of up to you. If I take a break at 25 before Powell, I'm risking probably back into 24.5, something along those lines on a breakout trade.
So that's a clean dollar right there on Meta. We're in, we're out. Thank you. We'll wait for it. It's so funny because like I was long Meta and then I was short Apple. So it was like, So we really like that $500 level. Thank you again for everybody there in the chat. We'll put another mark on there and do something like this. Look, if Powell wants to dump this thing, that is cool, man. We are in Apple, and we'll wait to see if that one dumps out as well. So perfect out. We literally sat there at that dollar, 85. So we'll see if it comes out. You guys saw me take that, so that was good. Andre, you got a question? What's your question? Right there, Andre. We have 5 minutes until Powell comes on, and I am in pure chill mode right now. So you guys can let me know if there's anything you're looking at.
Remember, there'd be like that prepared statement stuff. So like when he hits the podium, like you don't get the Q&A right away. It's not like he just jumps in. You know everything that's usually going to be said right away. So I think you still have to bear with it when he hits it at 2:30. And I'm still pretty sure we're going to have that. We can do that picture-in-picture like we did last time, so you can keep abreast of everything that he's saying. CompuCare, he won't say dump the market, but you don't know what he's going to say. That's the whole point. You keep your ear to the ground. Brennan will be there for us. Make sure you're trading the names that you want. Make sure you got the levels that you want, risk to reward, all that good stuff. Day Party Experience said SOUN stock review. Stocks like this, I don't trade on Fed Day until after the dust is settled. SOUN. But what I will say about this stock is, remember, it does a lot of following of NVIDIA. So if this flat bottom breaks, it probably has a ton of risk to the downside if we were to flush. That's 760. I mean, you don't have to be a chartered market technician to say that if SOUN can't hold 760 today and the market gives it up, that you're probably not going to want to be long this stock. That's as clear as day. The entirety of this week, and including the last couple of days of last week, that's actually been a big level. So do with that as you may, but I don't think that's rocket science here on SOUN.
Right. Okay. Yeah, ALAB. Yeah. Let's go have a look at ALAB. Yeah, $61. I don't think we have any chance in hell of Reddit being basically as good as this was
No
today.
way. I mean,
You know,
no way. No.
like, I'm glad I left this alone because I would have lost on it because I would have taken that opening print. But again, to buy $50 here, I wish I was looking at this, you know, aggressively. I didn't pay for shorts. I wasn't looking at this at all. You you touched down here 3 times at 51. So like that right there, that's the long. That's the long. That's it. And then you basically, this will probably close higher than where it is even right now. So ALAB right now still going higher. We'll look to do that tomorrow on Reddit, see if we can double top some bottoms, but let's not take the opening print. Let's just wait to see if we can double or triple or quadruple or however many times. Find some support, long story short.
Oh, I like that one. Find some support.
Find some support, long story
All right,
short.
here comes
that's
Microsoft 425.
There's really nothing else that you have to do. All right, so we might have got out of Meta a little bit too early, but again, I'm not doing anything until I see what Big Papa Pump has to say right there again. All right, so that's Meta. The other name that I was really, really happy about, can't remember what it was. Oh, Disney. Disney really starting to move again here today. So that one broke above 115 today finally, and now we're starting to go higher. So we talked about this on the market recap show. Oops, there it is. Nope, hold on a second. Yesterday with Brian Shannon, and we talked about anchored VWAP. We talked all about Disney, and well, not all about it. We talked about a lot of different names, but Disney for right now is starting to break higher. He likes the trade. I like the trade, so maybe you like the trade, but we'll see what happens here. All the way back up. We're long 87, maybe 91. I'll double check the price, but for now, it's a pretty good trade there for our friend Disney and Bob Iger.
Yeah, they've been spiking higher. I mean, Netflix has been doing really well here. Now you're getting a race back up into the highs. Stop is in there on AMD, and it looks like it might take out that top. Electing not to get aggressive with this one. And here comes, Microsoft is about to break. I've got my stop lock ready to go.
Meta.
Cancel that dip buy because, I mean, we're not dip buying. Clearly the stock is going up, so you got to react to what's in front of you. That's a potential breakout. And if you're watching like other names, I'm assuming anything related to like the NASDAQ is making a big press to the upside. A couple cents more and AMD is going to stop, and we're going to get 425 long on Microsoft. The longer I stare at it all week long, if I stare at a level for a break, that just means it doesn't want to go. So a watch pot never boils. Like I swear, every single time I've done this week, you've seen it get to the level and it just crests and it crests and it crests. Watch out for NVIDIA as well. You're getting some strong movement up here. Break it already. Let's go. All
right. You know, in what has been obviously a pretty good day here, especially since the Fed hit, we took $1. I already feel FOMO on Meta, so that's disaster for me. I wish we would have still had that. We should have kept it in, but we'll take $1 real quick. And then we got more out of Apple. So Apple broke 177. You could see, man, we really did well here getting out at the 50 period after holding that. So again, you know, I know that's something that you guys have been wanting from us is to sort of the share sizes, but that's why I told you like this was a big trade. And I told you that when we had it on. So, you know, it's that kind of confidence that I think I'm trying to sort of show over to you guys and say that, you know, if you're going to put on some shares and you like the levels, you might as well like the levels. What's up, Brendo?
Good timing here. I'm just seeing Apollo, guys, 11 billion offer here for Paramount. So Paramount up big time here on a volume spike.
Okay. I mean, but that they've been for this is probably decent for the space. Yeah, I mean, just because Powell's in the podium doesn't mean anything's going to happen right away. Obviously, you got a breakout. 425 did eventually go on Microsoft. Yeah, it doesn't look like this one wants to go right away. It's holding that 425 level. It got 30 cents, maybe even 25 cents. If it can't go right away, I'm jumping out of that one. There's no chance I want to hold it. My stop is at the 50 level. Like that should either fly or I wait for 423. So I want that 423 level if it comes back in, and then we'll rest on our laurels. I wanted short Intel. Intel can't even get to VWAP. This is the dog of the day. There is absolutely zero question about it. There is no stock worse than Intel.
No, there really isn't. Okay, so Neil's in Microsoft. We'll see what happens.
No, it broke to 50. I'm out. I said if it broke 50, I'm out of it. I'm out.
Okay, so was it a winner or loser?
That was a breakout that I lost 70 cents on.
Okay, that's fine.
It
No,
slipped an extra 20 cents. It didn't go right away. I got out of AMD short too, which got to VWAP. So we covered that short. And you guys can see Powell's at the podium. Remember,
230.
You know it's 230. You know he's gonna say like his prepared nonsense. And then when we get the Q&A, it should be a little bit more interesting. So we'll get some color from Brendan along the way. So keep your ears to the ground. As the market now coming back in, sometimes you get that pop of pump. No, you're actually getting a little bit of a dump as he hits the podium instead.
Yeah, it's going to pump up though. We actually got out of Apple there because of that reason. It was 230, and I just said to myself, we're going to get out at 230. But again, Apple's a face slapper, man. That was a great trade, and we did take risk on that one, so that was good. Meta. The reason why I asked Neil about that, because I was looking at Meta and I'm looking at Apple. Some of those were dumping back in here, but I still believe in the long. So I think Microsoft's a good one. That's still near the highs. Meta coming back into 500 again. That could be a level. But, you know, we don't need to do anything. If levels don't hit, we don't need to be there. Google's starting to rip upside. I wonder about buying that Apple strength and possibly buying this Meta strength as well. Let's see what happens here with the futures. It's just if he says one thing, the problem is that the whole market's going to tank a rip. And it's like, I'm not sure about some of those levels. On what basis do you say the market is going to go up? Well, I just say that because the market right here, the trend, even though we knew what was coming today, you know, we kind of hung out near these bottoms. We could come right back into here. I don't know if the market's going up or not from here, but we sort of thought about that move, and we hit it, and then we waited for the top, and then all the way back down to the downside. We know that's a strong economy right now. Remember, Powell's not supposed to care about, like, he shouldn't even mention the stock market. So
absolutely not.
That might have nothing, you know. We'll wait to see what these numbers are, but I'm pretty confident they'll be okay, and he'll like them. So the data points coming through. We talked about core CPI and whatnot. Now we'll just wait to hear if there's anything. I have it in my ear right now as well. Brendan's got it on the desk. If we hear anything crazy, then we'll react to it. But for right now, I just want to let it sit down right now and see if we hear something. I definitely want to buy Meta off 500, and I'm pretty sure I want to buy Apple as well. Just waiting to make sure that these things don't absolutely puke one way or the other.
Yeah, we are puking now. Well, we're not puking. That's way too strong of a word. We're heading back to the downside now. There's Intel on the curl. This is going to break the low of the day. If anything bad, if it's even like the slightest hint of weakness from Powell, this one's going to break the low of the day. But I do want to, you already talked about Tesla. There's one name that I should have mentioned. There's AMD. Like, you set a stop. I always set my rules. Set a stop, look at the sucker. The initial idea was probably the best one, and that was fade AMD because it's weak. Like, short the weak stocks. Like, Intel was probably the biggest gift in the world that it even popped anything to get you into this trend. And I'll kick myself in the butt for that one. Like, what's the excuse for not shorting an Intel pop today? The stock has not had a bid all day long. Why would it catch one now? It's about to take out that low. All right, here comes Meta 2500.
Oh, I didn't even realize I had a Meta bid there. I didn't even, I got to get out of Meta here. I didn't realize I had this Meta offer. Sorry, bid down there in the 50s. So we got to watch out here. Okay, there goes Meta. This is my bad. I didn't even realize. Okay, I have to punch out. I think I got 15s there. All right, so that was my bad. So I forgot that we had a bid on Meta there. So we did have a bid there at $50.40, something like that. We will take an out right there on Meta just because we talked about wanting the 500 long. The market's now bouncing on VWAP, so that could be something. I'm looking to go maybe short on Apple now that we broke it back down below 177 and then hold it against that 177. But we are starting to make a move down now, and I don't have the shares. So maybe I should not have panicked here on Meta. Now that they go back up,
it's right back
but it
up.
was not a fill that I wanted. So whatever, we'll ring the register on Meta, man. You guys saw us take the dollar, it's all good. But that was a mistake. So we had a mistake trade there on Meta. But here we go, no mistake now as we get that bump up here in Apple. And now let's see if we can get back into the 80s and into the 70s and whatnot there on Apple. We'll take a dime, and then we'll wait to see if Apple goes back up through 177. Worth the risk here as we wait to hear what Powell has to say. Apple, strong name today for sure, but we know it can fall with the market. So if the market takes view up, I feel like we're going to be in the right name right now, Apple.
Yeah, Meta was a nice wick off that 500, but again, it's like the way you get the fill matters. I've been down that road before.
There goes Apple.
There's a spike up. Remember I said I wanted to wait for 423 on Microsoft? So it would wick 423, got some 50s there. It just tagged 424 quarters, but I'll respect the fact that that breakout didn't go. Because if the breakout didn't go off 25s, then I'm going to get out in front of 25. Like, you're right back testing the bottoms. Look at that. You just bounced $1, and 1 second later, okay, 10 seconds later, you're right back to break even. That is how fast we're whipping around here. Oh, I should have just been on the offer of, Intel didn't pop at all. Never mind. I saw that move up and down in Microsoft and assumed if I got that long, this should have popped as well and given me some kind of a short. Right, new plan. I don't usually like to just sit around on the bid and offer. I want to be able to react. But I feel like if there is a pop-up, I'm just going to sit on the offer of Intel and have a stop protecting me at the 42 level. If it gets above 42, fair enough. But I'm just going to be locked and loaded there. Microsoft.
Whoa.
See, now you're just back and forth. Like, we're holding 423. I want 425 there, so that's what we're going to hold out for. Meta probably should be in this one off the 500 level. You can see 499.50 holding like an absolute champion. So we're going to go back over to Meta and see if we can't get that fill.
All right.
No fun behind us, apparently.
So I'm short, yeah. So I don't want to get too cut up here. So I'm short right now, Apple. 177.20. I was going to try to use that as the top, but it looks like that might go upside. We're just short here at 177. I feel like this is worth it, but here we go. Huge move up. Not a huge move up, but it is a nice move up. That is so crazy there about Meta. I wish we didn't get I wish that didn't come in the way it did so quickly there, as it looked like we were breaking through VWAP. So there it goes. Apple goes back up to the upside, so we will get L on that one temporarily. I still think that's going to be a good trade to the short side, but we're going to have to let things settle down again, as we keep on saying. So let's just we can just wait. I don't, he's going to adjust based on conditions. I'm just hearing all this stuff in my ear right now. We already knew all that talk.
Yeah.
So that's kind of the thing. I'm just okay, let's now just wait. There goes Apple right back up to the top. Wow. So looks like the long was right. Damn you, Meta. Damn you on that one.
Meta was better. There's no question about it.
Yeah, Meta was a good one.
No, Microsoft, the same pop, Softy, they're $400, $500 stock. Softy went $1.20 and Meta went $2. Right, so that's the way I'm judging it. Meta so clean. Look at 499.5, and there's 500. So you risk 50 cents plus a little bit of slippage because that's how it works. And you're absolutely laughing. Softy finding resistance at 424.5. You know what? This is not nearly as strong as I want here on Microsoft. Jam out. I'm going to take it, try to focus on Meta over there. I'm on the offer of Intel. I still want to sit there. I'm protected by a stop. If the market rips, it gets past 42. I should be short in front of it, but that's about it. NVIDIA looks pretty solid as well at 900. That's a flat top break on NVIDIA through $900. Ooh, this is enticing because my favorite trade all the last 2 weeks have been double and triple top breakouts on NVIDIA. This is a Powell day. That said, if it's a trap, sometimes you've got to spring the trap. Like, there's no way I don't want to take a breakout on NVIDIA because that could go from 900 to 905 in a single print. You know, that's like few stocks have been doing that on a consistent basis. So let's go to Brett and get an update on Powell.
Mention, guys, the Q&A has started here.
Oh.
Look, I mean, a $3 break on NVIDIA is par for the course there, but that's just make sure you guys adjust your share size for that reason. Okay, because I remember I got slipped $3 the other day, and then I got slipped $2 the other day as well. Okay, so we are now into this Apple against 50. We've been taking some profits, so we're just kind of like scalping them out, but we're only short here at 39. So it's not even doing anything again. But this is that same trade that we had last time where we put some shares on against 50, but things have changed now because now Powell's on the podium talking all about these rate hikes, potentially cuts and not hikes. We just get a 37 again. Like there's nothing happening at all right now other than higher highs. We keep on going upside a little bit right now. So put some bids out, put some offers out right now. 18.4, we just wicked up there. We could get back in. We talked about this the other day. So now now that I see this and I'm actually starting to make sense of what I'm saying to myself, we said that we wanted to be short below 18.3 and long above. So right now we're above and we're short. So that makes no sense. So let's just reassess this. But first we're going to do a little bit of this because we'll spin it just a little bit on Apple because now that we realize that maybe we're a little bit offside, let's start to cover. We're out of half of this already. If we get into the teens, then we're really laughing. But for right now, let's start to get out of this and then figure this out because we're above 18.3 right now. So above 18.3 means we should be getting out of our shorts, in my opinion. So we'll get out when this cracks through 50, which is right now. But we just got out in the mid-30s to low 30s there. So this trade, again, is a little saved by some of this movement. But it looks like we'll get stopped out in just a matter of pennies as I sit here and watch the stock like a hawk. But it's going to break 50 in one move anyways. There it goes. There it goes.
Like you're getting whipsawed, but we are solidly green. If the trend up until now has been to the long side, at least for now. So I got back in at the same price.
Oh, we should be
same
long.
action, and it's AMD. Scalps them out because immediately I saw a big spike up in the futures there. I'm like, oh, just hit bid enter and trim. But NVIDIA, if we're going to do this and we're going to break the high of the day on the NASDAQ, then NVIDIA through the 900, going to take the shot at it. And the thing about a breakout trade, slippage matters, but if you don't get filled on the way in, you just miss the trade. If you don't get filled on the way out, that's obviously a heck of a lot nastier. But if it goes from 900 to like 903 and I don't get long, that's not necessarily the end of the world. You just missed the position. A stock's going to go in right after. Meta's already taking out the high. Meta was the one.
All right, we got the one on again here right now. We flipped up our spot here. This is where you need the capabilities of either our platform or another one that you can flip things on its side immediately. So here we go again. We are now long Apple. We took it on that long break. I mean, it broke through 50. We went long on Apple. So we got short, then we went long. It's just flipping around right now, but
Can you take
good profit here as we go. He's out of here, baby. All right, so let's see what happens now as we get going back up to the upside right now. Apple, nice long coming through. And by the way, we did get out of IBIT. We only have one small piece left. No point. If I think the market's going to rally from here, I do not want to be short crypto. So right now, crypto nicely done, 64.4. Get going upside here because that means that we'd get a nice rally move here as well in the Apple stock, which will be the futures. So we'll wait to see that. Sell some Apple at 188.81. Maybe you mean 177.81. I would love
Probably.
this. I just bought some at 169 in my swing account, so I actually have to attend this maybe tomorrow and possibly get some out here because we were trying to get this break off that 170. We were lucky enough to get 169 that day. So yeah, we'll wait. If there's anything else on Powell, we'll get it for you immediately. But here comes Apple, maybe coming back in to break that 177.40 area, and then we'll get out.
Yeah, the high of the day went on Meta. I can't tell you how. I own Intel in my long term, so like it's, when you see the market bounce like that and you see the stock unable to get anywhere near to VWAP, this is the one probably to be shorting. Every single pop, as long as we're inside of a range here, I'm shorting all the pops into the 41 level. 41's a monster level on the daily. Clearly, NVIDIA didn't break 900. Anybody watching, it's going to know that. Meta's starting to dip back in here. I still like the 500 on Meta. I'm going to give it a chance if we get back and can trade this. We haven't really taken out the range by much. Broke 503, got to 503.88. So it could easily pull right back in. We've seen that happen on Fed before. So I don't want to give up the look over there on Meta for some kind of a dip buy. It's got to break an even or give me some kind of a dip to get into it. Microsoft, see, I think Microsoft was right to get out. We got the dip on Microsoft. It's exactly where it was when we got out of that long before. Brendo, what do you got?
Just real quick, guys, he's speaking right now on the January and February CPI and PCE prints that, if you remember, both were higher than expected. And surprisingly, to me anyway, he's pointing to seasonality as a possible reason for those both being a little bit higher than expected.
All right. Fed's first rate cut, therefore consequential. We can approach the question carefully and let the data speak, is the note that I hear there. So thanks, Brendo, for that one as well. As Brendan's going to break everything for us. I have Benzinga in my ear as well. And so I'm using the Benzinga Pro platform. So it just says this here. Inflation numbers, so that's what Brendan was talking about, were quite high, but reason to think they were seasonal. So we'll see if that can come through again right now as we start to break higher. Let's go, Apple. We'll see if we can get going on this name. And again, we flipped it over. We like the long. We'll see if this goes. We're 40 cents in the money now. Sorry, 30 cents in the money now. Waiting to see about 178. Maybe we get up to 180 today. Let's hold the rest of Apple and see where we go. I mean, I'll take NVIDIA long. I know Neil was looking at that one as well. Here it comes right now, breaking through 900. Watch out for NVIDIA. It's probably going to be a good one on the long side here. And it's too bad about Meta, man. We should have a $3 winner, but we jumped the gun on that one and got out for an actual loser, if you believe that one or not.
Oh my goodness! Just when it was, look, NVIDIA got to 99 something. It was so close to the break, and it's just not happening right now. But Meta, if there's a train ride, it's not NVIDIA today. A lot of times it's NVIDIA, but right now the train is leaving the station on Meta. There's 93s on NVIDIA. Somebody's refreshing at 899.93. That did not break. I just got a bad trigger. That didn't break. Sometimes that happens. Like a dark pool wicked it and got me in before it really broke the level. I'm going to try and take it the second time, but I got to get the order back in here.
All right, there goes Apple right now. Is that 50-cent winner up to 177.98 right there. Bang. Let's go, man. Let's go. Bang, 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 bang. All over the damn place right now. AMD is trying to get up to that upside as well. Go, Apple. All right, AMD is trying to go. One, it's taking VWAP as well. I know Neil's in that NVIDIA or was in that NVIDIA. As there it goes, up to $900. So obviously you're got to have a $2 or $3 stop on this one, I would imagine. The spread alone, like I think you mentioned 4.
Well, you know,
so yeah, it's all good. I'm just saying, Neil mentioned 4. If I get in on AMD, I'll probably give this one about 50 cents down here into like 177. That little wick bottom is 177 and change. Here it goes. Let's see what we can do now on AMD if it does break higher. But so far, so good, man.
How is Intel 7 cents against me right now? You've got to be kidding me.
I'm done with Intel, man.
No, like I'm shorted and the market just hit 1% and the stock's not even going up.
Yeah, that's a problem. Okay, so we'll try to get that money back there on NVIDIA, and we're gonna try to wait for AMD. I'm not in it. It did not break. So, oh, sorry. That's Apple, my bad. Here's AMD. I was watching it on the other screen because it's at the same kind of levels. Here we go, 178 right now coming on AMD. It looks like it wants to take it, right? So there he is. So this is probably good news. Must be good news for for NVIDIA, I would assume, right there.
Yeah, there's some sellers that are all over it at 30s and 50s on the other side of the old ones right up here. I just made an attempt to join them up there because like you're seeing it start to get heavy. Like the break was pretty clean for the first $2, but like every other trade that I've been putting on, it was just like that AS or A Lab. Well, I'm just looking for that home run. I'm going to go back to brass tacks and try and take some more out here in that same range. So I'm sitting on the offer. You're going to pick me up here. Pick me up before you go.
Wait, stock you talking about? NVIDIA?
Yeah, NVIDIA. Oh, now it's back to 99s. See, that's exactly what happens, man.
All right.
I get greedy looking for like, get me to 905, right? And it doesn't want to go to 905. And to me, if you're risking a buck, you want it to go 4 and 5. Intel, I should be shorting more of that stock because apparently it just does not want to go up. So that's it. We already talked about NVIDIA. Intel, since I shorted it, the market's gone 50 points, it's gone 5 cents to the upside. So I feel like this is probably going to be the only one that looks like a decent short.
Go AMD. Okay, so AMD is here right now. We're flat on AMD. It's not doing anything here. Let's see if it can go higher for AMD. Obviously, we're talking about that 177.50 as our stopping spot there. We talked about 50 cents for this one, so let's wait. But you know what's really starting to moon for us again, and we'll put this in one more time. This is the #1 stock, although Tesla P&L-wise is pretty damn close as well. Despite us we didn't screw anything up, but despite us going short, you know, we did flip that over once we broke that high of the day. We've seen this numerous times on Apple, on Fed Day, and just on the market. Once it gets going, it can get going. But if you're noticing right here, you're already up that 1%. We are starting to break higher here on the NQs, and this is exactly what we said would happen. Remember, if we took 18.3, we could probably get up into here, which is 18.5. So we just got to 18,450. Watch out, because now the market's starting to fall back in a little bit here. So it looks like that AMD trade might wind up coming out after all to the downside. So that's fine for me. We were able to make money there on Apple, but then give it back on AMD. So AMD, we're not out of it yet. We're still in this name, but it is making that move down. Little worrisome here because the market is falling pretty good here back into that one. There he goes. We're almost out. Ooh, we're almost out of this trade here for a 50-cent hit on AMD. Not trading the best right now off those levels of 178 for advanced micro devices. We should have probably not gone long on a name that was down today. So, oh, well, we got excited. I thought that NVIDIA rip.
Man, when NVIDIA breaks $900, it would lift all ships if it got to 905. So I'm not going to hate on it. But I'm disappointed in NVIDIA there. Because if you watch the show, you guys usually know I'm generally the kind of trader on a breakout trade.
Oh, come
on
on.
that initial push, I'm going to get enough out there that I'm not going to take an L if it goes back.
Oh, no, come on.
But in this particular case, like it's a Fed day. And on a Fed day, I'm looking for the bigger move. And I don't think this is necessarily done. Like I think the trend is pretty clearly to the upside, but breakouts are different from dip buys. So now you're putting in a bit of a higher low. Oh, you can stick a fork in Meta's at 505.40. Sheesh. Wow, Meta. Wow, wow, wow.
We had Meta 501. We got out for $1 and we were happy.
Not even looking at Microsoft.
We're still happy. You know, I mean, we can look down our board here and be happy. It's fine. What I'm pissed off about is we got stopped on AMD. We're back into some of it, but I had to punch 78s. Holy shoot. That's tough. I'm not crying. I have something in my eye. Oh, man, that's too bad to see it go up like that, but you know what? Whatever. We'll spin it on the last little bit. Money. Damn, AMD, damn. All right, but there it is. Nice move back to the upside. We're 50 cents in the money, but we could have had way more shares if we just don't get stopped out, but we're gonna get stopped out every once in a while on that one as well. Tesla, probably to the moon, 175.50. We had that great bottom there and we got out. Actually, this one could still probably go even higher than that. Let's find out about Tesla now. Really starting to go 176. Nice break on Tesla. Possibility here for that one. 50 cents in the money on Apple, 50 cents in the money on AMD. It's just another day here, but the market in this afternoon is much more exciting than it was before. So now we'll have to wait. AMD can go directly, honestly, into the gates of hell. Like we had enough shares there that this was a day right here. And we got out $1 ago. Oh, well, what are you going to do? All right, let's just move on. This is Fed Day, and we do expect this kind of wildness. So we're here for this, man. This is what we're born for. We like this kind of trading.
Yeah, Meta. The first two ideas were Meta and Microsoft, and Meta was clearly Neo today. Like, this is the one. It's up 2%. It's clearly just going to continue to go. I mean, NVIDIA's trying to take 900 again, but we just went another 50 points up. NVIDIA's not even breaking that 900. I think that's just not the right one. It's got to be Meta. It's got to be Softy with another chance at a breakout. So go back to square one. We got a dip buy in Microsoft, and I didn't hold on to it. So it is what it is. We had Microsoft at 423.50. You're going to see it get back up to that 25 level. I know apparently Palantir is making some moves. Let's double check that one because
is his baby.
I was trading Palantir this morning. Give me the 15-minute. Oh yeah, Palantir.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah. Give us a...
Like that.
When in doubt, zoom out. I'll say that like 20 times out of 20. There is 24.20. 24.20. Anything in front of that looks pretty juicy for Palantir. And I always want to do that because if it pulls back in, like where's the spot that I'd want to pick it? And I think that's going to be it. We're only at 0.9 on the NASDAQ.
Yeah, it's a big day.
Like but I mean, we've had 2% days on Fed.
Oh yeah, but this is a big day.
Yeah, so the notion that you can't go further,
Oh no, we're going a lot further than this. All right, so yeah, I think we go upside right now. We still have to get to 18.5, so we're only at 18.438 right now. Yeah, I like the Tesla action here. If we take that top 175.60, I think it can hold that back to 175 or so. This is a completely different game here today because of the violence that we see in the market, right? I mean, you're going to get different takes today than potentially you've had before, and that's just because of the way this market's moving. Like, you know, we got stopped out of AMD a dollar ago, and if we had still been in it, right? Ifs and nuts. This is why it doesn't matter. We could say we were long. Like, I could say, I mean, we could all do this. We could all look back and say, I was long this, I was long that. Like, this was a mistake. Yeah, and I got out immediately. Now it's $6 in the money. Who cares? You know, if we don't have it, we don't have it. That's why let's focus on the stocks we have. We've got Apple right now at 177.50, so let's think about where we can go. Apple right now taking out some highs. We already blasted that level right there. That's 177.70. Now we go higher, and then we're nowhere near. This is just a 20-minute chart, so now we're starting to break higher. I feel like we can hold Apple until we break back below 177.75. So let's let Apple run. Right? We have our out there for Apple if there's a problem. 177.75. We'll put that right now. My stop on this trade was 177.39. So this is a good trade to the upside. It's only 60 cents. We could potentially fade out from here because if that 18.5 was a target spot for us, we got pretty close. We got to 18.460. So we got within 40 handles of that level. Maybe that's as far as it wants to go. But Big Papa Pump is still on. Oh, we have it there. I can't see that. But it's still on the podium. There. So we'll wait to see, you know, if this market goes higher. I say it does.
Yeah, you gotta. I mean, we've sometimes seen like when he ends things, there's like a reversal, and then sometimes you just go back to the trend. But you want to keep your eyes for when he leaves. Obviously, you can see it there, and we'll let you guys know if anything comes of it. I'm just in the one trade because we got out of our longs, and like I said, this stock won't go up. So if it won't go up, then it's probably going to go down. But I just had a look over at IBIT. I'm talking about Intel, that is. I just had a look over at Bitcoin. I like to look at IBIT, and it's at that 37.5 level. So IBIT's at 37.5. Spot prices are above 65,000. But when trading this, I'm looking at levels on the ETF, right? So I'm looking at the BlackRock ETF. If it takes this, I've been watching this level pretty much all week long because back in the last week, support turning into resistance. It could absolutely fly. It's just another risk asset as far as I'm concerned. And if you're looking at the ETF, that local top, yesterday's top is $37.50. We're a couple of pennies away. I might even like to dip back into 37 because that was a breakout price. So that's looking pretty solid. Meta, 502 was the breakout price, looking for a dip there. And NVIDIA not looking nearly as strong as it was before. I think if you're buying a dip, Meta was the strongest one on the way up. I'd look for that one on the way back.
All right, we're into Tesla now, so we'll go a new position. You know, all right, we're $1 in the money on AMD. Apple's still trying to go. We said that we like Tesla. We don't have the greatest position here, though, but doesn't mean we don't have to like the stock. So we like the stock here at 175. I have 175.30s. I'm going to wait for 174.50, and then if we take 174, then we can get out all the way back down here to the 50-period moving average. That'll give me an average price roughly of like 175, maybe 175. So to take $1 hit on Tesla, I mean, come on, that's very, very reasonable. So we'll wait to see if that comes back through for Tesla. I said that we still like the long, so we're still in AMD and Apple. If there's anybody that likes shorts, then yeah, let me know. I can look at some names for you. I don't even want to look at AMD because that was that. I mean, the only name that we could possibly short from now and forever maybe is going to be Intel. Down to 41.75.
It can't go up.
Yeah, that's so, you know, if the market does fade out, you got a great, so I'm already long, but like I'm saying, if you, like this market could go up and then Intel goes. Like if the market goes where I think it could possibly go to that 18,500 from here, then I don't want to be short on Intel. But I feel like this is a good little level here, 4190 and change. You could put it on as a hedge. It's just I have three very, very aggressive names long: Tesla, Apple, AMD. I mean, there's not going to be too much more. Apple with is the market, AMD chip names, and then Tesla. We all know where this can do. So, all right, we'll wait to see here. I still want to hold the longs. I like it. Powell hasn't said anything different than what we need to do. Powell said, Fowl, the bird, says that we will need to take time to assess if recent inflation represents more than bumps in the road. So I guess he's assessing it that these recent inflation data points are just that. They're just data points, and we'll get over those, and then inflation will go back into where we're targeting. So let's just wait to see if that induces more Fed hike. Oh, there it is right there, Fed cut talk. But for right now, that's the most recent that we have, and I'm long. So let's wait to see. We're going to get out of Tesla if it breaks 174.
All right, first higher low in a bit on Meta, so I just jumped into it at the 5 level. And again, Meta up 1.5, oh, sorry, check that, 1.8% to the upside. It just did a nice little dip. It didn't get even close to the 503 level, puts in a higher low at 504. So I like the strength. Meta was the first one that we wanted to the long side. DJK is saying shorting ARM. ARM was, if memory serves, ARM was really strong today. ARM is really, yeah, actually, it's at that 130. This is a level that I liked on ARM, but that's been pretty strong all day.
No,
I did have one short in this earlier today, but I haven't traded ever since. I'm kind of thinking stretch it out and maybe the 135, but the market's a little bit strong for something up 5%, which ARM is. I'd rather, like I said, Intel, because it's been weak, ARM up there, it's been a good price level. I'll give you that. 131 has been a great level on ARM. So good luck with that trade. You're trading it at the right price, I think, with ARM. But up 5%, I didn't even realize it was quite that strong today. I don't know if I'd be shorting that one.
Splash milk. Right there. Okay. Yeah.
Oh, you're getting coffee.
Yeah, Adara's gonna go grab that for me. So thank you, Adara. Splash of milk. Almond milk. Yeah. Okay. Let's get fancy with it. Let's go some almond milk. Thank you, Adara. All right, there it is. We are now $1 in the money. Right there, as we continue to go to the upside here on AMD. But it looks, wow, we just touched 179er. Oh my, on that one. But what is fading out though is Tesla. So I don't know. I think we nailed kind of some of these names, but we definitely weren't right on this one so far. So we're out 40 cents on Tesla. We are looking to get more long. We talked about that. I'm not worried about it. It's just it's fading out when the chip names are really ripping. Well, I shouldn't say that. I'm not in NVIDIA. I should check. Okay, so NVIDIA's not doing anything.
NVIDIA's not.
Okay, so my bad. It's just AMD. We picked the damn right one. And we got out because it dipped like that into VWAP. Come on. All right. Anyways, nice move to the upside right there. We did take some more out of Apple right there at 178.05. So now we have less than 10% of that trade left. We have our full boat in Amazon. Nope, in Tesla. We don't have Amazon. And AMD, we're just sitting on this one as well.
Just a question about Amazon.
JP, oh, is that why? Okay. JP Morgan, I mean, I cannot believe this is $200, to be honest with you. We talked about this. We have a very, so I thought I still had Goldman Sachs shares, but we got out of that. I was like, oh, that would have been nice. But we got out, okay, Goldman Sachs I think is around here, 389, 384, something like that. Yeah, so I think it was 384 I probably got out at, 50 period moving average, but that was back into here, so it could have been lower than that. But anyways, JP Morgan, we have a very small amount because we did get out of some of this as well on the daily chart. And I think it was, honestly, I think it was like around here, 175. We dipped back in and when we got some out right there. So we have a very, very small piece. And this has been very impressive. So those of you that were in the XLF or anything like that, man, these bank stocks, not Canadian banks, they suck. And it's not all US banks, by the way, either. As JP Morgan continues to lead the way, stocks like, I know Morgan's not doing that well. WFC's doing okay, and then obviously some of those regional banks not doing well. But
yeah, they're totally.
Yeah, so like look at JP Morgan. You see the line? Like look at what JP Morgan's chart looks like, right? Like this, and then watch this. You know, so now you're going to see Morgan. Okay, come on, Tesla. You got to get back up to the upside. So anyways, this is what Morgan Stanley looks like. It's not even breaking January highs yet. So okay, here we go. So now we're into Tesla. It did dip into the 50 level. We talked about buying 174.50. So we're here. So let's see if it goes back up to the upside now, and we'll get something out at maybe at 175, which is our average price. And then if it continues to tank down, man, we will take that dollar hit, and then we will do something like this and or a flush down or something if that is what winds up happening right now. Come on, Powell, say something nice and get this market to go back up to the... Yeah, no, don't say anything. Just say good things.
Oh, that's okay.
We're long. We are net long.
Say something that's actually going to matter.
Matter to the market.
I think because the other thing is, I just got into Meta. I feel like Intel, it's either going to move or it's not. It's just staying in the same range. I was just looking at ARM to see if that short was working. I was kind of curious. But Palantir looks pretty solid for a break of this level. Now, Palantir... If you look at a breakout trade, this is about as clean as it's ever going to get in terms of higher lows into a flat top on PLTR.
Oh,
it doesn't even want to dip down. That's the key. Like, it doesn't even want to try to dip down. So 50 goes, and I'm talking about $24.50. I'm not talking about 50, as you guys know. 24.50 goes. You've got a nice little local bottom here at 24.37.
All right, let's
I kind of thought you might say that.
Oh, man. Well, we have 174.80 right now. Yeah, Russell Peters. He has some sort of a new show that I have not watched.
Netflix?
I think it's on, like, Comedy Central or something. It's like a show where he goes...
What's Comedy Central on a streaming service? Because I don't have cable. I have no idea.
Comedy Central's not even Canadian.
I don't know where you watch anything.
I don't know. There goes Tesla. Let's go, man. Spin that damn money. We here, baby. We here, Chef Joe. We here, Tesla. Let's go to the upside right now as we can start to get going here on Tesla. Starting to get back up through 175. We talked about taking some outs. We just took something there at 20s as well. See if we can get Tesla going to the upside. And yeah, man, I get excited when we have a reloaded position on something. You know we have some shares. So let's go to the upside right now. We'll see if we can get to 175.40, 175.50. Come on, Papa Powell. You can do it, my guy. Let's keep talking, buddy. And let's keep making this market go back up to the upside. We're a little bit excited here for Tesla. Let's see if it works, man. Apple, we're mooning on everything, man. You think... So maybe we only have $1 in the money on AMD? Nah, we've got toast in the money right now on this. Let's see if Tesla can get going. It's AMD and it's a ripper.
Yeah, the market is I wish we had 499 on 498 on Meta. I wish we had 501 on Meta. I wish we had 503 on Meta. We'll settle for 505 and finally get this one to the upside. We wanted it long. It was Microsoft for me. Palantir was a late addition. Shout out to everyone that mentioned that Palantir was going. That's a good look. You know, if you're looking in the wrong spot, sometimes you're able to find it. And that's what I love about this community. Right? Like, we're finally breaking and we found something new. I want a high of the day break on Meta. I just saw that NVIDIA is now going. So NVIDIA is trying to make a run. 905, all things come first circle. Like, it's hilarious because 905 was the price that I wanted this morning. And it just could not take out that double top from yesterday. Looks like that could be coming into play. Coinbase, I don't even want to think about Coinbase because my first thought is usually to short it. So that's a freight train that I am not standing in. I try to break down because that looked like it had an opportunity to really flush. But I am not shorting Coinbase. It's up 10%. I don't want to buy highs there either.
Go, 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 go. That's Carnival. You guys heard Carnival by Kanye, the #1 song, I think, right now. All right, let's go to the upside. I can't wait for vultures, too. Okay, let's see if we get back up to the upside right now. We are now 50 cents in the money. I should put on some Kanye right now. Let's go back up to the upside. 174.74 is our long right now. We're 50 cents in, and we're looking for more. 175.40. You know what? It just keeps on bouncing here. We can afford to take a piece out. So, whoa, cancel. Oh, shoot. Okay. All right. Well, I thought I was taking a little piece there. We took out a little bit more than that, but that's okay. We still have 40% of this Tesla trade on. We had 60%. I was trying to take out 20%. We took out 10%. I was trying to take out 10. We took out 20. But there it goes. Nice little upside move. Let's see if we break the high. That's where my next offer is right now on TSLA, man. We ran this one from the bottom We started from the bottom, now we're here, you know? I mean, it keeps on going back up to the upside right now. So let's just wait to see if that's hitting for us or not. Tesla, the banger here again. Apple, PNL 1, Tesla, PNL 2. And then we'll wait to see what's happening here with AMD, as AMD is still smoking to the upside, man. We might just have to buy NVIDIA if that's not over 900 yet. AMD right now,
well over 900.
Is it over 900 now?
Yeah.
AMD, $900. Yeah, so just now. So AMD's $1.80 in the money. We picked the right one. So we'll sort of Barry Horowitz on that one as AMD continues to go to the upside right now. Who would have thought? I was playing AMD for strength. It's $2 in the money when NVIDIA is 50 cents. That doesn't happen too often right now. But yeah.
Sometimes they're just not following each other. And that's been the case for, I think, the last couple of weeks. It is what it is. Like, AMD and NVIDIA have had some outpaced moves. Like, AMD was tanking by far more than any other chip name today, and NVIDIA couldn't even break the low of the day most of the day. So I guess they're just a little bit different. Some pressure relieved. Palantir got to the 60s on a 50 break. The first out was at 60. I got offers in front of the 3/4, and we'll see where that one can go. Meta is having some trouble at the high of the day. So it's gotten up to this 7 level, and it's just chilling out there. Let's go to the desk and take care of some business, Brendo.
Just quick recap, guys. Really no significant change, as you've been saying, as far as his comments and answers to these questions. So I'll keep an ear out for anything if it does change. Get as much as 50 to 1 leverage when trading Forex at IG. Currencies like Euro and USD can require as little as 2% margin rates and offers 0 commission. Trading using a Forex account at IG for a limited time. Traders can open, fund, and trade with IG for up to $10,000 in funding bonuses. Terms and conditions apply.
So shout out, here we go, man. Tesla is going upside. Shout out Chef Joe and everybody. And then shout out to my girl, Britt Grant. She took the advice. Yesterday, you asked me yesterday in the chat if Boeing was a buy, where we were. We said yes. Remember? I was like, for the long term, I think this is a buy. So right there, you could buy it, and you did, and you got it. So good move there. You know, you just try to buy names on key levels. I do not think that when you have such negative news about a stock, you need to be just hammering into the long. I feel like it's a good layer in. And if you started the position there, at least you got some kind of a win into today. And I think, you know, it's nice to see that one green candle after such a significant dip down there. So if Britt Grant, if you are in the chat, congratulations, because you hit me up earlier and I missed it. But Boeing right now starting to extend throughout the rest of the day here. So yeah, I still have all these things up in front of me. Like, we could look at PDD here. I'm trying to find moves that are actually happening. Like Tesla, we're 70 cents in the money, but it's not going. Like, nothing wants to go more than where we are right now. So, you know, PDD, great flush today. We looked at 153.50. We actually wrote down 153.50 on here because it's a 52-week high. But look what happened. It didn't really come close. It got to 150, and then a complete flush down there on PDD. But market pulling back a little bit. Maybe we could find an out for AMD if we want one. Yeah, I mean, breaking through 179 I think is probably respectable. So let's put that offer right now. Breaking back down below 179, we will get out of AMD. And someone asked if I rebought it. Yeah, so we got stopped out there on VWAP, then we rebought it back. But we only rebought like maybe 25% or 30% of the position that we had initially, because I don't ever like get stopped out to just get right back into it. Unfortunately, we got stopped out at 50. Then I just saw it bounce and go basically parabolic, which is why we wound up getting 78s long, as you guys can see down there. Yeah, there it is. Yeah, 177.78. So we do have that trade. It's now $1.35 in the money. And maybe, Chef Joe, just maybe, we could get Tesla to get upside and break this high. I am waiting here at 175.50 to get out of a piece. That'll make $1. And then hopefully we piece out from that, and maybe we see one. I'll look. Before I say something, where we'll go, let me look at a larger time frame here, because there's only 40 minutes left.
Well, it's 45 minutes, a little bit longer than that. Paramount's still at the highs of the day. Brendan brought you guys that story, potential deals happening, and that's been the case for a while with Paramount, so I don't want to get it twisted. Meta does not break that high. Looks like we're pulling back in. I'll reload if we can bounce off 504 again, just put in another stop. Well, sorry, put another stop off of this higher low. We'll try to jump back into the long, but I just kind of banked that profit. Palantir is also starting to pull back because the market just could not break the top. And unfortunately, like this one, we got a little bit late. Bitcoin's right at the high as the market's pulling back in. That's an odd time to look for a breakout. I'm not going to take this break on IBIT. Not as we're pulling back in. I'm just going to cancel my script order there because when I see two names that were strong pull right back in on me, I don't need to have IBIT on a clean break of the high. Let's give it some time to matriculate, maybe even go sideways a bit, and then go. I'm done with that ALAB. So if anyone noticed that ALAB broke 60 again to the downside and I didn't short it this time, it's just because with only 45 minutes to go and some more interesting names, I pulled the plug on that one. Probably worth a look tomorrow at investing in some locates on Reddit, I would suggest. But I won't be here for that one. Should be a wild one. I think there's going to be a lot of volatility with it, but I'm not overly optimistic. The other thing that's true is there was some talk on Wall Street Bets of literally they were talking about shorting the stock. Which
I probably won't trade it.
That's not the best look.
I probably won't trade it, but we'll see, we'll see. All right, so we'll just stay true to what we're doing right now today. We just got some more reloaded there on Tesla, so we hit our favorite guy right here. And shout out to Al Pacino. My new favorite Oscar presenter of all time literally is Al Pacino. So, all right, let's just see what happens now on this. We just bought it. We're gonna try to get out if this breaks back down below one. Geez, man. Woo! A little Ric Flair action here as we just get a nice little buy again for 30 cents. Hey, let's put it on the damn board again. Let's take another out. We just took two outs up there at 175. And you know what, guys? Let's take a damn another one right there. And there it is again. So we'll face slap out again. We're just taking 30 cents, baby, on this name. And let's just let it keep riding up. This is how we do it. Nice move to the upside here today. We've traded a bunch of names, probably too many, but we've got a lot of profitability here. So let's see what happens with Tesla and see if it gets back up into some of those highs. I feel like we don't need to wait for 50 now that we've got the reload. We'll put something out around the 20s here for this in case it does break through this level, which it looks like it wants to. And then we'll just treat it as that and see if we can get a higher break now. So good little reload there on Tesla. I don't know. I'm just treating today like any other day right now. But, you know, we did get hit there on that one AMD. Oh, that's what it was. AMD came out. So I was going to say, well, look at that. AMD breaks 179 and we get out. So good little trade there. It doesn't look like it because they're at 179.25. But good trade. We'll take $1.40 on it. And now we'll see what happens. If it continues to go higher, that's all good, baby, because we've got the biggest one and the baddest one, Tesla.
Tesla, an absolute ripper. It's easily... I mean, you talk about these stocks that are strong. I mean, Meta's super strong. Obviously, I think you would have expected maybe NVIDIA, but it hasn't been, so I've jumped over back into Meta. Tesla looking pretty good. IBIT, I think I'm going to put that break back on. Oh, you just didn't pick me up on the bit. I got a reload in Palantir, but I just did not get the reload in Meta. So I did get Palantir. Meta I did not get. IBIT's going to break in 5 cents or so through that high. So there's a reload. Palantir got up the first 10 cents and dipped right back into the breakout price. So we jumped back over to it. And as I was saying, apparently it's the last question for Jerome Powell. Oh, God. So after that, I mean, he'll be off the podium. Sometimes you get a reversal. Sometimes you don't. We'll see what happens when he's done. So the last question just happened.
Another one.
There it is, man. Look at Tesla. We just reloaded it.
One.
What's up, man? What's up? What's up? What's up, Miami? MIA in the building. All right, look at this. We're starting to really get going here again. I mean, you could probably tell the kind of mood we're in. So we talked about getting smoked yesterday. Probably the biggest single hit, you know, on any stock, planned stock. You talked about your hit there. On NVIDIA yesterday, we took it back. We took a $14.50 winner at the end of the day and battled that back. And I want to thank everybody for the positive comments there and some of the tweets and everything. But now, you know, we just come back today and we're trying to just rinse and repeat everything one more time other than losing. So we'll wait to see here if it can go back up to the upside. I'm excited for... Okay, so he's gone now. So I'm excited to see if this market bumps here once Powell leaves. Kind of just didn't say anything to spook the market for sure. And if we're going to play the trend as being your friend, then maybe we can continue to go to the upside right now again. So 18,410 right now.
He's still on, but
Oh, is he still on? Okay. 8, so good. So then hopefully we can even moon even more than this once he's off. So good. I thought he was off. So
I actually just canceled bids because I thought he was off as well.
yeah, so we have moon, cancel bids. No. Once he's off, this market's going to moon. Okay, so right there, we'll take a piece right now because it's at 30 on Nvidia, on Tesla. So it just went out. So we just got missed. We were at, yeah, the Fed's not pivoting though. So right there, we just got out, we were waiting at 49s. The highest it got was 32s. So now he's all done. So you know what, let's just cancel, take a piece out here. Okay, there it is. So we get 25s on Tesla. Now we have no more offers. Let's go. It's Moon City right now. Let's see if Tesla can go upside. We're in it. It's almost $1 in the money on the reloaded position.
Yeah, there he goes. Now he's finished. Now it's over. So
Bye-bye.
42 just broke on Intel. I said that was a hard line in the sand. We didn't get Meta. I was looking for a dip as he was ending it, and I had bids out on Meta. I'm like, oh, I canceled them. It wouldn't have mattered. I wouldn't have got filled on Meta. My bids, I can show you exactly where I was bidding. So it's not like I was going to get it. I was sitting at 505.20, and it looks like it dipped down to 505.30 or so. So I'm not in Meta anymore. I did reload Palantir. That one did give us a fill, hit enter twice, Neil. It's right back up at the top. I got a 75 offer next. Apparently Boeing's going, not really looking at Boeing right now, but I'll take your word for it. Microsoft's still not breaking the high of the day, but it's looking pretty close to it. So the market is wanting 18.5. The NASDAQ is wanting 18.5. This is, I guess, last week's top. If it can bust through this, we're at 1% now, we can potentially get into that 2% marker. So let's get going to the upside. Zay, you got Palantir early, then I think we probably have you to thank, because I don't know if Palantir was on the radar. It wasn't on my radar. VWAP it was earlier in the day. I was trading it earlier in the day, but it wasn't on my radar late, and now we get the breakout on that one. So shout out to you for catching it. We'll see what happens for the rest of this session now that Powell's off the bump. You don't really want to fight the trend when he's done the Q&A. That's something we've learned over the last few years here. At least when we've been having a rate-moving environment. When you're not in a rate-moving environment, we don't pay attention to what's going on with Powell at all.
All right. Props up to everybody in the chat, man. It's been a hell of a day for us. And I just want to say thank you to everybody for joining us one more time here today. And you know what? We like the people so much. Let's do something that we do on the Market Recap Show every single day. Let's do a little roll call and see who's here with us, because this is a big day for us, man. It's a big Fed day. It's a Fed day, baby. We're in Tesla long. We didn't take any shorts into that. So let's see who's here. Before we do the roll call, though, I got to say a big shout out to my guy, Bears vs. Bulls. Man, I mean, Bears vs. Bulls, we couldn't do anything without you. So let's go bang on that one, and let's go sirens up for you, my guy, Bears vs. Bulls. Okay, now we're starting to get really heated up here. All right, what's up to Joe Schmo? What's up to Mr. Long Shorts? You the man. What's up, Chef Joe? We showed you out a lot. Let's go to hello. What's up, Christopher's here. Thomas. Gurjeet Singh is here. What's up, Gurj? What's up to Gurj? Andrew Chow? What's up to Sol Cristo? What's up to Broad Street Wolf? What's up to Warren Howell? What's up to Three Kings Media, man? Put on that damn crown, baby. What's up to Future Eddie? What's up to the Boring Man? Not too boring today. What's up to Hans Beer, man? Hey, we like Germany. What's up to Future Eddie again? You get it again. What's up to Happy and Victory? The Pied Piper's in the building. What's up, Mr. Piper? Keith Boone is here. Jared Tweedle. Did we just see Jared Tweedle there? I have no idea who that is, but I'm excited. What's up to Eric Carr? What's up to Mike Breeze? And everybody else, man. Thank you so much. Join me tonight, and we'll have a whole hell of a lot of fun once again on the Market Recap Show. But that is your roll call, and I want to thank everybody for joining us one more time here today. Not excited to have Neil gone, but very excited to have Obi in the building tomorrow.
Obi in the house.
So no, Obi will spin a bunch of winners for you guys. You don't have to, or not, who knows. He'll be here tomorrow giving us all of them trades.
I forgot about this.
We're excited for that.
We didn't even look at Micron. It's like Micron's reporting after the bell today. That's what happens on a Fed day. So on the Market Recap Show, you actually get earnings back on tap. And what's moving right now? Chips. Chips are moving around. Micron could test that $100 level a second time here. We'll throw the earnings board up a little bit later on in the session. But while we're at least getting a chance at a dip, because like I said, I canceled the dip buy on Meta. It is what it is. Like I said, I wouldn't have gotten it. It's dipping right now back into 506. We had 505 last time. If it's taking the stairs up, then the next step up, by the dollar would be dipping into 5.06 on the way back in. We'll see if we can't grab that one. We'll shout out everybody in there. We appreciate you. Do not forget, whenever you have a Fed day, some of the levels that get made, like tops, bottoms, don't ignore them tomorrow. You know, if you got Fed bottoms, tops, like anything that broke out from a key price level, like look at Meta here at like 500. Like you all saw what happened to Meta at $500. Like basically somebody was loading the boat down here. That's what this tells you. And then the volume spike at 236, which is right after we got the number. We come to the chart. Thanks. Right when 230 hit, that's the podium moment. And look at the volume spike bouncing off of $500 on Meta. I don't know if it sees 500 tomorrow, but if you get to that price, it's significant. So I always like those Fed levels, especially on that second day. So check those out. Doesn't mean you have to trade off them, but that's what I would be looking at if I was here. I'll be on a plane tomorrow. Well, I'll already be in Dunedin. We're leaving early in the morning, checking out some spring training, and we'll probably miss out on some pretty good action in the markets. Post-Fed's just as good.
Yeah.
I don't think Reddit's going to be that good, Fabian. I don't know. I'm not excited for the Reddit IPO. The stuff I was reading, so one of the things they're doing is they're actually allowing users in on the IPO, and then they don't have a lockup. So you're letting the users be able to sell right away, which is going to create some sell pressure, especially if there's like this community, some of the community that actually thinks it's a bad investment is openly saying so on Reddit and Wall Street Bets. But again, price action is always right. So whatever happens, happens.
Yeah, and I was looking before, I think there's very few people up on that A-Lab today. Neil's gone over some of those trades, and it's been a good trade. It's just a little bit.
Do the normal trade.
Just a little bit of well, no, if I did the normal trade, I would have got stopped out. I just think, I told you, the best trade on this name today, so my trade would have shut me out because it opened up here at 52, so 52.50. The minute it broke 52, I'm glad we didn't trade this today. I feel like it's these support levels that if we can find something, and I asked Brian Shannon about this yesterday, and actually, Brian, I'm sorry, my good friend, because I have to say fail on this one. If we actually get that clip, Fabian, we could actually clip something here and put it out on socials and probably get some love for it, because Brian Shannon yesterday, at the end of the day, it was me and Ramin here, I talked to him about an IPO, and I said, do you normally trade these IPOs or what? And I don't have his book here, but it's anchored VWAP. And he said to me, he goes, yeah, he'll trade the IPOs. You know what this blue line is here? He said, give it a couple minutes and trade it off the VWAP.
I heard that on the floor today, too.
Yeah, hopefully, yeah, some traders stay late. Maybe someone over there heard Brian Shannon say that. Here it is right here. Thank you, Brankles. For that. So there it is right there. Again, you know, real trader right here, Brian Shannon. He dropped those hot lines for us yesterday. So a big shout out to him again for all of that. So he nailed that IPO trade basically, you know, to the wall. Like that was, look at this right here. 53. There's VWAP. Give it a couple minutes. He said, I can't, I'm not, I mean, go get the damn book. And the funny thing is, chapter 11, you know what I'm saying? Well, wait till you see this. We really got to send this to him so I can get some credit for notes. Anyways, chapter 11 is, once I find it, if I go through this properly, chapter 11 is IPO trades. See that? IPO trades with anchored VWAP. Get this book out of here. So right there, nailed it. Thank you, Brian Shannon, a good friend of the show, and he ain't going anywhere. He's on the Market Recap Show every Tuesday, and we found him. He's out of the bunker, so that's good news.
The bunker. Oh, I gotta love that. I'd be in a bunker if I had the chance to go to it. The trade I like, and the reason I said it was a missed opportunity, and now my chart hates me. Did
you just say chart?
Yeah, I know.
Oh God.
I'm doing it. I'm out of here. But I'm gonna have fun with that one. Look, that 50. My favorite trade on IPOs, and obviously you like VWAP. Look at it, hold VWAP. But the first obvious even dollar level, it held 50 right off the jump. So it dipped down. There was buyers at 50. There was bids down there. So it was, and I even said this, 49.99 would have been my stop. Your slippage is your slippage. Maybe it's 15 cents, maybe it's 20 cents, maybe it's 30 cents. You got to expect that it can be pretty decent in that particular case. But that initial dip right into the $50 even level, that's the most simplistic trade. If you see size on an obvious level, go long in front of it, and you never really had to look back. Whether or not Reddit's going to have more volume, possibly. I mean, I'm guessing it does. I could easily be wrong about that. Meta's probably going to have more, not Meta, but you're probably going to get more volume on Reddit. But some of what made that long so good is the fact that it was less shares available. And that's not going to be as much of the case for Reddit. So I would suspect that some of the reason you get such a big percentage move on ALAB was that lack of liquidity. Because when it starts to squeeze up, not many shares available for anyone that went short.
I mean, Tesla just goes right back up, right back to highs. We talked about holding on to this. So there it is. Let's get some out, though. We're waiting at 37. Did we just get that, Phil? Yes, we did. So that's it right there. Bang. Nice little move there on that one. We couldn't be happier with this, obviously. And then Apple, we went long here, and we got some out. Here, I'll show it to you. So again, put too many shares in, got out, and then now we're waiting to see if we can break through 178 again to the downside. I just realized I don't even have that offer out yet. So we just went 1-to-1 there. It went up to 25s or so. So I don't know if this breaks lower. 177. Let's give it a little bit of room. What is this tick? That's one. Okay, so 177, like a 94, something like that. There we go. And again, this is the best part about the show, I think anyways, is that we're showing you guys our live trades. You can question us on them. You can ask us where our ins are, where our outs are, what the end result was. You know, if we're up on a stock, down on a stock, whatever the heck you guys want. There goes Tesla, and now starting to go higher again. So bang, bang, bang. And Canada, just because. I'm going to an AEW wrestling event tonight. So if anybody, AEW, yeah. You know who's in it, man? Old Edge is in it. Edge is fighting Christian. So that's going to be an awesome fight there. My brother is a huge wrestling fan, so he's invited myself and one of my uncles and my kid, my son. So he's going to go there. The wife and daughter are going to have some sushi, watch Bring It On, and enjoy their night because she's got to get up early and she's got to get on that ice.
Got to get on the ice, man. There's a really cool clip of when Edge was apparently, before he even got into it, Edge and I forget who he was with, and they were asking Bret Hart how to get into the wrestling business. It's like a young Edge. And of course, who knows how it's going to turn out. And Bret Hart's basically like, man, you just got to get in there and you got to do it. You got to get through as many matches as you can and put the effort in there. Canada's all about, it has a rich wrestling history. Very rich. We'll just get to that. Pound2's about to break the high, but we have some early looks on the imbalances. We always show it to you when we get a chance. I'm going to preface that. This is pretty much nothing. 2 names on the early look are over 1 million shares, and these are not 2 names that are typically going to move the needle at 350 when the imbalances come out. I'll just save you guys the drama there. Like, these are both likely to very much pair off if they come out over 1 million shares. So nothing yet. We don't get the early look on a total number. We can show you some individual names from a source on our locator. So as I said, Palantir was at the high of the day. Micron ripping into earnings, chill vibes. They got a chance to really go. What I wanted to show you guys on Micron, I'm not really going to trade Micron here, and why I think it could be pretty interesting is, remember, look, Oracle didn't work out today, and if I was here tomorrow and it broke the same top, I'd probably take it again. But Micron also has a triple top, and it's very, very similar to the one that you saw today on Oracle. Once, twice, thrice. I mean, if this can get through $100, you kind of know. But resistance is resistance until it's not. It has to bust through. There's no guarantees in life or the market, but the good thing about it when you're trading is you don't have to, if you like the long through 100 and it goes to 99 and it never really breaks high, you don't have to take it.
Oh, man. But what you should take, Tesla is now, shout out to my guy, Chef Joe. Shout out to everybody. This is why you guys might be able to see, I'm just kind of chilling, and this is what I do. We put on trades, we trust them, we talk about them with you, why we like them, what the reloads levels are, and what our plan of action is.
11%.
So there it goes right now. Remember what my out was on this trade. We're long at 174.60. The out was 174. 60 cents to make $1.20. And plus, we already know this name. We like Tesla. And there it is right there. Alan, what's up? I would hold Tesla overnight, but we cannot hold Tesla overnight. We can't hold anything overnight as we're on a prop floor. So, but what we can do is celebrate and do a little bit of this because this is a good trade. I mean, I'm pretty happy with it. Unfortunately, we get out of our AMD and look where AMD is. So we'll spin that again. If you've been following me here in this afternoon, all we've had is Apple long, which has been huge. We've talked about that Apple long through 177.50, now 90 cents in the money. We've had Tesla long. We had that early. We had that right there. We did buy it. It did go against us. Nice upside move for Tesla. And then AMD. That's it. So we've only had 3 trades. And honestly, oh yeah. And then we're back in on a reloaded position right there. Spin it one more time, Neil. It's more money coming in right now for Apple. So, I mean, the kind of day that we're having.
It's the apple of our eye.
Is just, well, it's the apple of my eye anyways. And you got Palantir, so that's going to be a good one. And if you just look right here, right now.
25 tomorrow?
Yeah, right here we have Apple long on the sticky note 175. We got 176. It didn't go down into one. Or wait a minute, did we get 175 earlier on Apple? Oh, damn, Daniel. Yes, we did get 175 long. So there it is, man. 178 and change. Nice upside move. We're here every day. I'm glad Neil's taking a vacation, but your boy needs a vacation like crazy. I was telling that to Brendan earlier. So things are driving me crazy around here. So we'll take one soon, but not yet, man. Maybe in the summertime we'll take a vacay. But for right now, it's a nice move to the upside in the market, and I'm just getting ready for once again, the after show.
One of the reasons I'm excited about Palantir, I mean, what it's doing is what happened yesterday. Because Palantir did a liquidity grab underneath 23.40. So you had this, fell right into it. There's your liquidity grab underneath the support level. So breaking support, whether it trap shorts or not, doesn't really matter. But it's a higher low, and then consolidated off this double bottom, wicked it, and then started a move to the upside. Like the last time it did this, like you can see right here, it did the wick under a support. And within, let's call it a week and a half, or you guys can add it up if you want to, it went from 23 to 27. It just did basically the same setup with the high being 27 and a half. And now you got the Fed. So this looks pretty juicy for a bit of a run. Now, it doesn't go up every single day. So I'm not saying it's going to go up every single day till it gets to 27. But if you follow the pattern, this could easily get up to the $27 level. And I think it's possible. Intel's still a dog, but it was able to get above 42. I'll give it that much. But it broke 42 and I got out.
Short there?
I went short in front of 42. And when 42 broke, I got out. Now, actually, the lesson of the day was where are the situations that you want to reverse. And sometimes you do want to reverse a trade. That might have been one, but I was kind of a dog on Intel. I would prefer to go over to Meta for long. Palantir, obviously a stronger stock in that particular moment. But yeah, you could have reversed it at 42 and got yourself 25 to 30 cents. I'm curious what happened over on ARM. Look, the ARM actually didn't go that far. So 131 is still a boatload of resistance for ARM. It is higher, so if you shorted it, it didn't work. I didn't like that short because it was strong, but this is clearly an area of resistance for ARM worth watching because the market probably went another 100 points and ARM went another 30 cents. Let's go to the desk.
This part of the show brought to you by Trade Ideas. Real-time scanning and alerting used on our desk by many of our traders every day. See what's moving in the moment with Trade Ideas. Check out the link in the description for 20% off.
Thank you, CompuCare team. One of the reasons we do spring training, we're like my family, we're like baseball. I love baseball. It was my wife's idea that we even get season tickets. My daughter's been going to games since she's young, so spring training is a great environment. We're thankfully not doing it on March break, so it should be a lot of fun. And I think you just create some memories, man. At the end of the day, like I remember, you remember all the moments, all the best moments of your childhood, but some of the stuff that you do, like the family trips, definitely stick out there. So I'll enjoy it. I know some people are out there in Florida. Like I'm only going to a couple of games, but we'll be at one in Dunedin where the Jays are for sure. And then we're traveling, I feel like Phillies in Clearwater, and we're going to a game because in Clearwater.
The Philadelphia Stadium is 5 minutes from the Jays.
Yeah, it's really close, but So we usually only ever go to Dunedin.
Yeah,
But
we
this
used to
is the
go as
first
a
time.
kid too.
I didn't know you guys went.
Yeah, man. I have pictures with
nice.
Tony Fernandez and George Bell and your boy Barfield and all those
Yeah,
guys, man.
man.
Ed Sprague, my brother. I mean, you might remember Ed Sprague. This is later on.
I remember Ed Sprague.
Yeah, of course. And
Come
Kelly
on, son.
Gruber and all this stuff. I'm a big. We actually have pictures with Roberto Alomar, who's not allowed to be talked about
Catch the
anymore.
taste.
With my
We can
son
talk about him.
when he was a baby. Roberto Alomar. So that was really nice. That was published in a Toronto paper. And now, yeah, I agree with you, man. You guys are going to have a great time. So that's great. Okay. So yeah, take as much time as you need. We've got Obi here, so we're all good.
Just one thing. Palantir, I'm not reloading it a fourth time. Well, technically it'll be a third time. But if it does not hold this 24.45, I think we just jump out of that one. Market is still close enough to the highs that I feel like why would it be pulling back that far? So not making too much sense, although it's at a support level. You know, it's only 339. For some reason I thought it was 350. And we have 10 minutes to the imbalance, not 1 minute to the imbalance. I thought the imbalances were coming in a minute. I'll take one last shot on the reload as we go to Adara.
Let's talk about some of the bigger S&P 500 names making some moves this afternoon. Of course, a lot of the market getting a bump here in the off of the FOMC meeting. We're going to talk about some of the names that have big catalysts, including Chipotle. This one was mentioned earlier with the company reaching over 3,000 for the first time after the board approved a 50-for-1 stock split of the common shares. That's going to come into effect for public trading as of Wednesday, June 26th. So nice move up here for Chipotle, still up about 4% for CMG. We also have BX, this is Blackstone, this one trading higher after one of its portfolio companies, Certified Collectible Group, announced that it's going to be acquiring James Spence Authentication. So nice move up here for BX. Last but not least, we have Broadcom AVGO. This one jumped up during the midday after Barclays reinstated an overweight rating and a 14.05 price target for AVGO. Lots of interesting names moving around this afternoon, guys.
The plane, yo.
Yeah.
I was just telling Sean, I got some of Sharif's protein bites. I'm one of those, get some food and bring it on the plane because, you know.
Yeah, but it's like a 2-hour flight.
It's a short flight, don't get me wrong, but I'm always hungry. And with
Might be more than 2 hours.
It's an early flight. No, it's like 4.5. Into Florida? Florida's longer than you think. And we're going straight shot.
Guys, funny story, like I'm not taking a year off.
Will earnings of MU impact NVIDIA? No.
Oh, Josh, you good over there, my guy? All right.
You
go
can't
ahead.
see Josh over there. No, there was a question in the chat that I thought was, Josh is the one that you can't even see him. Do that again.
Josh is sitting in Stephanie's seat.
The
There it
hood.
is.
See the hood? Why is that so fuzzy?
It's okay.
Yeah.
Where's my hand?
You gotta really.
It's okay.
throw your
Get
hand
off
up.
of him. Who cares? All right.
So the question here was from Kittronics. Will earnings of MU impact
Look at
NVIDIA?
Tesla.
Not really, I don't think. NVIDIA is going to do NVIDIA things. Micron's a little more cyclical of a kind of name. It's not the growthiest of the chip names.
There it is. Let's go, guys. You want to talk about making real trades and you know, grabbing trades, going long on stuff, believing in names. This is honestly what it's about, man. You know, I mean, what else? You know, you want to talk about who next? Who next? Look at Tesla. I mean, there it is. We're now $1.33 in the money. We had it down here. Shout out Chef Joe. I keep saying that because I know he's a Tesla guy. 172 and NVIDIA. 172 long. You know, we get that out. That's okay. That's a nice little dip buy. We get it out there 174 for 250. Then it comes in. Too bad we don't have that right there at 230. But then we had that break of the high. Then we get the reloads, and then it's boom, goes, said, dynamite. Right now, Apple making the way back down as well. So that's coming through now as well. Yeah, I can go over Intel. Now, I didn't know Neil took that short, but remember we were up here and I was like, there's no way I'm going to short this because we were long everything else. I still think that Intel is a decent short, but I was going long Intel. And again, this is going to be my red stock for the day, which is fine. This and IBIT, we talked about that already. But I think we're also red on AMD. But for right now, so I thought that news was a great catalyst today, them receiving all this funding and this and that. But then I sort of just should have remembered that it was Intel. But I just thought that it could have gone. The chips have been really hot. You know, it was a big list for me. And the good thing about this trade is this part. So, you know, we got this long down there at 42.10, and then we were able to get it out at like 42.30, some of them, and then finally it broke. And then when it broke, we got out. So we really limited the damage today on Intel. It's still bad. It's bad. It's my worst stock. But for an idea, it could have been a heck of a lot worse because it really tanked in. I thought I traded it well, but one thing that I do know that we are trading pretty well, and that's this guy right here. Shout out to Tesla, because now Tesla's $1.50 in the money. So not only is it a dollar club, but you also get to pay for your lunch as well. As there we go. Nice move up there for Tesla. Lunch is on you, Elon, today.
Elon, he's already laughing. He can pay for everybody's lunch. Pouncer's breaking support. I'm jumping out of that bad boy as we speak. IBIT, do I want that? You know what? It wasn't in the plan to fade IBIT. I'm not gonna lie. Like, I wasn't really thinking fade off of that top. And then that whole, oh my goodness, look at the resistance. Why am I not doing this? And it got up there to like 49 one more time. But you know what? That wasn't really the plan. So I'm just going to jump out of it. If it works, then whatever. It doesn't matter. Look how strong Bitcoin is going into that high. So I had just gotten into it, but then you know what? I thought better of it. And it's 344 as well. So we're getting in toward the end of the day. Pouncer hasn't really stopped out, but I think that last reload is going to probably come out if we break that 47. No. Intel, for me, you know, what I'm mad about for Intel is I risked a good NVIDIA day on it, and it wasn't worth it. That's the way I'm going to look at it today. Like, to me, I lost as much as this well, almost as much as my best NVIDIA breakout. And that was trying it long early, trying it long off support, trying it long again. I had like one good bounce. That was this one. That was it. And then it was flush. And like, where's the reversal? Like, you could have reversed short here, could have reversed short here, and then do go short off the 42 level. And it wasn't that day for Intel. But I sat down this morning looking for longs in the stock. And I said in the morning show, I like the stock to the long side and was looking for opportunities to grab longs. There's almost no way it was going to end up green. Sometimes the best you can do is lose as little as possible and try to limit the damage. And that's going to be it. Like, that's trading for you. And anybody that tells you otherwise is cheating, as far as I'm concerned. Because you gotta be able to show the losers and admit when you're wrong and how you had it wrong, so you can try to get better. Chef Joe saying the call volume on NVIDIA at 900. Nobody wants this thing in the money by the end of the week. I mean, this 900 level, it's doing what you'd expect sometimes if that's going to be true, which is do a dance off 900. Like, look at it, try to go, and eventually fail. So yeah, you're getting a heck of a lot of gravity toward that same $900 level. It's only Wednesday, though. We've got a couple days.
All right, we'll take some risk off of Apple right here for flat. I don't know. It's not going up. We'll just sit here and like rest on our laurels with Tesla. It's 346 right now. Yeah, we can watch out. Let's see what's going on in the imbalances. Did you just call these up?
They're getting smaller.
Yeah, there's absolutely nothing happening right now. Sells and buys all over the place. I don't think there's going to be anything happening here today. So, all right, let's just talk about it out here for Tesla, just in case there's a problem. All right, so I don't mean problem. 99 of them. All right, what is this? Let's just play this bottom wick. 175.65. All right. Again, you know where our stop was on this trade? We've already talked about this, so we'll just cancel it. It was 50 cents worth of risk, but here it comes back in again. I understand what Chef Joe's saying there, but I'm not dealing with this. We have to be flat at the end of the day, so whether or not this name rallies the rest of the week, which I would love personally, but you know, we'll get out if it does tick back down. You could get a little bit of a flush, which is why we got out of Apple. Apple is P&L 1 here today, Tesla P&L 2, and we're just gonna, maybe Tesla might be 1. So we'll wait to see here. There we go, I didn't get out of them all there. We'll see if we can, okay, there we go. Now we are out of everything of Apple. We'll just cancel it, and we will close the book and ring the register on Apple today for another nice trade there and out. So now we're done on Apple. Again, you know, the reason why Apple was great here as well, but it was really great earlier because we do have Make Apple Great Again. It was right down here, 175. And again, we talked about that. It was an early trade off the sticky note. We wrote down Apple 175. And I told you, I cannot live with myself if I don't take the trades. So there it is, Apple. That's a good move. So, you know, we took it. We definitely got rewarded. And we got out just before, right? That's at 1:30. So we got out just before this move. Very, very choppy once Powell hit the, once the Fed was released. And then Powell started talking, very, very choppy, including some shorts, basically lost in all of this. Then we said, nah, we're breaking long, and we went long. And as you guys know, the rest is history on that one. And Apple goes P&L 1 here today. So again, thanks for everything. We're ready for Micron. If we have the earnings board, we can throw that down at any time now as well. But here we go. Someone asked earlier, I think the name was Candy or something, asked about what was Micron's expected move. It's 10% on Micron. General Mills already out today. That's 4%. They nailed that one. That's 2.5. The other one that I wanted to look at, oh yeah, BioNTech today sends Moderna down, sends Eli Lilly down. KB Holmes coming through, 9.5%. And then the other one that I wrote down was not Guess. You want to guess what they're going to report? 14%. Nice move there for Guess. I can't remember. Here, I'll just double check.
Chico used to be a mover, but I haven't looked at that stock in a
Chewy.
while.
I wrote down Chewy.
Yeah,
oh, there's
Chewy's
Chewy.
there.
Yeah, so 13.
Last time it didn't
move. Yeah, 0.06. But 13% for Chewy with a decent short float.
That'll move because
We're out of Tesla.
I was gonna say Chewy's still 17% short. So
Yeah,
like
that
you
should
gotta
be a mover.
you gotta figure that's gonna be a mover in this market. In a bull market, things with short interest in earnings season in a bull market are gonna be good. It is 3:49 and 40 seconds, and the last reload on Palantir here, it got back up to these 60s, still puts 25 within reach tomorrow. But as this is now heading up to that top, we'll give it one chance. I don't think there's going to be an imbalance on it, but if it so happens to have a buy imbalance, maybe it takes out the high. Just going to tighten the stop on this bad boy. Give it to like 24.55 on this name. We just got the imbalances coming out. I don't think we'll have much of anything. TLT is the biggest. GoEV is a $3 stock. That's pretty much an HPE's over 1 million shares. That's about it. So pretty much nothing. The overall number, 795 million to the sell side. So we've said this before. If we put a B on that number, it's significant. And we've had a few of them in the last little bit. We had a couple over 5 billion, one on the rebalance day. 790 is not going to move the needle, I don't think. But the real story, of course, is going to be the Fed bump. Yeah, I'm just going to get out of Palantir here. So nice bounce there on Palantir. Better off VWAP, better on the breakout, but eventually it took that 24.5 level. I'm going to check what happened to that IBIT that I got into. See? Probably the right decision not to hold on to that. Got in. It kind of went like a cent in the money. I'm like, why am I taking this trade? You're kind of forcing the action because you see a double top, and IBIT actually takes out the high, as Bitcoin had quite the rally off the bottom today.
Do we have not the earnings board, the recap tweet? Did you guys send that out? No. I mean the tweet for tonight. That's out. Okay, we'll retweet that. I was going to show up, but I didn't see it. So, okay, join me tonight for that. And we have the earnings board. Do you want to throw that up now? Is that what you're talking about, Fabian? Yeah. Okay, no worries. We don't have to do it. We already talked about all those things there on the earnings board. So, no worries about
we
that.
Missed something. I don't think we did.
Well, we missed a lot. The earnings board is going to be huge.
Well, I know, but like of the names that you guys are probably more interested in, I don't think we missed anything, and you would let us know.
Nothing of significance.
Apparently, Roblox recovered from that low yesterday.
Like Roblox?
Yeah, that was the one that we couldn't figure out. I mean, obviously, the stocks do whatever they want to do, but we couldn't figure out why the drop was so big on RBLX. It was 2 days ago. No, it was 2 days ago was a big drop. But that's a great recovery for Roblox. Still well underneath that $39 level.
Trying to find the notifications. Here it is, right here. So yeah, join me tonight. I like this one with Fed Powell on the recap show. So thank you so much for that one. Yeah, sure, we'll talk about AMD. Why not? But we will have Micron coming through right now. So we'll quote this. And join me tonight. I won't show you right now, but I will write that down right now. Okay, it's 3:52. We got out of Tesla. So we already talked about that. That was a good trade. It does go down into the 50 period, but then bouncing back a little bit on these recaps right there for Tesla. So we'll wait to see on that one. Meta, Intel. So we have basically 2 red stocks today. That's it. We have IBIT right here that I went short crypto. My bad on that one, as that did not work out at all, which is good, man. What we lost on this is probably is minuscule to what a rebounding crypto means to us, so that's really good. There we'll take that, and then of course we talked about our failed attempt at Intel today. But again, I feel like I did pretty good on that one. So, all right, we'll wait, but not much else. Tesla, Apple, we did get out of Apple. It's starting to climb a little bit now. That last reload was a good one. The real good break was there at 177.50. Let's talk about Micron a little bit because, you know, they're going to report today, and I'm going to get over there and get ready to go for the show in a couple minutes. So then you can hear Neil for 5 minutes, and then you won't hear him for a while. Okay, there we go. KB Homes is what we're excited for, and all of that. And Micron 5 below, a bunch of nice names. Go to Darden, go to Olive Garden, have lots of fun with that, and then take your Winnebago across the country and have fun. All right, get rid of that earnings.
Sundial.
Yeah,
Come on, Sundial, the greatest cannabis stock of all time.
Yeah, that'll be a disaster. All right, so Micron right here, $98. We'll look to see if we can break that. A 10% implied move for Micron is huge. So this is going to be a real fun trade here today. We'll wait to see what it does. Again, right back into spotlight because you know what? Everyone's talking about the chip names. So let's see if Micron can come up with something. We'll hear about their guidance. To me, that's all that matters. When you have a report, we've seen this over and over again. Who cares how the quarter was? What do they think is moving forward? The stock market is a living and breathing entity, and they don't really care. Whatever's happened. Micron's last quarter is all in the stock. We're going to wait to see what happens moving forward. If they do any kind of a warning about anything, that's going to be a problem for the rest of those names tomorrow. So I think Micron is a very, very important read, and you're going to have to catch that tonight because, hey, it's going to be an important one. 405, expected release for Micron. Let's see what happens there for that name. It's going to be a big one. Even though you may not hold that in your account, Micron, with their memory and their DRAM and all that, very integral part to the chip story. So let's wait to see if Micron can hold fort right now. Needs to take out that 100. If it doesn't, man, $80 maybe tonight for Micron. We'll look to see if it can hold that. I wouldn't put any stink bids or offers out. Let's see what happens with Micron.
Yeah, I mean, if it breaks that 100, triple top, it's the same triple top as Oracle, which Oracle didn't move that far away. It's still in the pocket, Oracle is, for a potential breakout. So I wouldn't stick a fork in that one just yet. Elon, thanks about Boeing. Great move today as you expected this morning. Yeah, but I didn't get it. I traded Intel this morning, and this is what will happen. Like, I'm not going to tell you anything other than my attention was on Intel looking for dip buys. And I liked the Boeing support and thought it was a decent bounce play. It didn't really give that much of a dip. It ended up giving like a clean breakout setup and then a continuation pattern. But I didn't grab any longs in it. I'm happy that it's going up. I own them as well. But yeah, sometimes you can look at something and say there's like 7 or 8 stocks and these are the things that I like. But you're going to trade 3, 4 of them at the open, something like that, and you might get the wrong one in. Another one, while we're at it, I don't even know where Pinduoduo is, so I have no idea what this chart's going to look like. So I just pulled it up.
Disaster.
Now. Look at that. So I bought 35s. There was one little teensy-weensy bounce into 137, and every other long off that, which was 3 of them, all stunk. And it's still underneath 135. So there was a little bit of a hiccup there. I suppose if you liked it at 128, that was your chance. Right at there at the 128 level. But I'll give you this. That was up 18%, is now up 3. What would you think normally Alibaba would have done in that stead? You'd think Alibaba might have been weak, but you'd think wrong. Alibaba is going to close, okay, it's pulling back like 20 cents or so, but it's going to close near its high of the day. So on a day where Pinduoduo gave up an 18% gain to close up 3, Alibaba is going to hold the high of the day and rally with the market, and it also has a flat top break potentially for tomorrow when you look at this consolidation. So look at the nice consolidation happening in Alibaba. I think that's going to be worth a look as well. Sometimes you look for signs of relative strength and weakness, and that stands out to me. If you told me that Pinduoduo was going to give up those gains, I'd say, yeah, Baba's going to be red, and JD.com is going to be red as well. I have no idea what JD did today. Is it even red? No, this is going to close the high of the day as well. So the others, PDD's loss was JD's and Alibaba's gains. At 28 levels, still something on JD. That's pretty clean. That broke out right at $28 as we're going to the Fed. So I hope you guys enjoyed the show. It's going to be a heck of a lot of fun. I promise you tomorrow. I won't be to see the markets, but you got the Reddit IPO. You got Micron aftermarket, which is a big earnings play, expected double-digit mover. You've got Chewy, which is I'm thinking it's going to be a double-digit mover, even if it didn't last time. The expected is going to be over that. And House to Home Plus thinks MMU's last revenue was down. They didn't have a great quarter last quarter, but look at the stock price. It went up anyways. People think the bottom's in on that stock. That's what the market's been saying. Price is always right. There's no such thing as earnings, good or bad earnings. There's just earnings, and then the market's going to do whatever it wants after that.
Yep. All right, I'm going to flip it over right now with only a minute and a bit to go. I'm just going to, well, actually, I don't need to sign out of my email, but I'll sign out of this account so I can log back in over there. So Bitcoin 65.7, a good little look there. Okay, man, have a good one. We'll catch you soon. All right, say hello to the family, travel well. Don't spend too much money, but make sure you drink,
yeah, right.
make sure you drink a couple cold ones there because that's what it's all about. Okay, I'm going to go over there, and we'll see Obi tomorrow. Have some fun, and take him into the close.
Yeah, let's do it. So we got about 1 minute to go. This time, look, well, shout out to Adara because Adara is on the desk in the afternoon. Obviously, you know, Brennan usually did that a lot, and Adara would be able to ring the bell. And then we did have that one hiccup where we sort of missed our opportunity to ring said bell. Because Adara is still hard at work, and I'm saying that so that we can remember to get up there. Watching, I wanted to have Palantir up there, or maybe Micron. We're going to have Micron up at the close and just watch this one going into the end of the day. It's going to be about 2% to the upside on Micron, and it's going to close at about $96. So that $100 level is certainly going to be in play. They report, I think, pretty close to 4 o'clock. So it is 4:05 that Sean mentioned. So you are expecting to get something relatively fast with them. The countdown is on in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and ring it. The market is now closed. The NASDAQ a whopping 1.16% two-set upside. The ES about 0.8 to the upside as well, so a pretty good day for both those markets. I can't tell you what the Dow did because I don't track the Dow and I have no idea. Bitcoin with a great rally at the end of the day as well, so that was pretty strong in there. Want to give a big shout out to Fabian and Ramin on the ones and twos, doing a great job as always. You saw Sharif and Adara talk about pullbacks, Fibonacci. That's something that a lot of people follow, especially crypto traders. So tune in every single day. Make sure you're getting your learn on. Learn to trade at the middle of the day. Fantastic. Shout out to Adara giving us news as well on the desk in the afternoon. A great job by Brennan breaking everything that was happening with the Federal Reserve today. Didn't get any we knew we weren't going to get any kind of a rate cut. We got that dot plot. The market liked what they heard out of Jerome Powell. You're going to like what you want to, you're going to like what you hear, regardless of where Micron goes. You're going to get it live, the biggest earnings name after market in the market recap show. And it's how about nowish at the desk. Everyone enjoy the rest of the week. I'll see you next. But get to brass tacks, get to business, Micron earnings, and the recap show. Get them, Sean.
Earnings not out yet, but we'll be out soon. Welcome to the recap show. Is Sean Catino one more time coming through here? One more time. All right, I got to get everything loaded up here because we kind of came over here not quite ready. We'll put out the chat right now for the market recap show, and I want to say thank you to everybody. Here comes Micron. Micron is now out right now, reporting 42 cents against minus 26. Huge move up for Micron. Let's go over to a 1 minute chart. This is exactly what we said could possibly happen. There goes Micron up to $100, and it's rally time. We just got to 102 on Micron right now. The rally is here. It's Micron, and it is fantastic, making that move up to the upside right now for Micron. As soon as we get those earnings, we'll give them to you. Thank you so much for everybody joining me right now. It is Adam DeLuz. It is your recap show. But there goes Micron. Nice move to the upside. As soon as I can see this on Benzinga, I will get that for you. Right here, Benzinga. This program brought to you by the Benzinga Pro platform. As soon as I see Micron on here, I will drop those news to you. But I just heard it in my ear. I'll put it back in. It was 40 cents versus minus 20 cents. But I'm going to confirm that when it comes out. Please don't take anything what I say for fact until I show it to you. We're going to wait for Micron. It's a big mover, man. Micron really saying, hold my beer, up that 10%. And we said this was expected. The move of 10% was the expected move. Right now for Micron, bang, up to 105 and change. What does that mean for NVIDIA? We said this could possibly happen for NVIDIA. High tide raises all ships. There it is. It's a nice move up to 906, 907. What does that mean for AMD? Nice move breaking through 180 right now. And here we go. We have breaking news. It is the earnings. They are out right now. So let's go. It's Micron. There it is right there. We gave it to you first. 42 cents versus minus 25. That's it right there. Micron opens it up. Boom, nice move up from Micron. We'll find out. Now, if they guide higher, where does this name go? Micron up $10 right now. Huge move to the upside. Bye-bye. Ciao, Bella. Nice move to the upside. Bang for Micron. Still going 107, and we are getting higher and higher and higher. Just turn this for me when you're done. All right, there goes Micron. We'll wait to see if we can get Chewy. I do not see Chewy out yet, but what a day it was in the markets today, everyone. We nailed Tesla. Let me just go find out what Tesla's doing today. Nice upside move. All right, so what did Fed Powell say today? Let's figure out what did he say exactly. Weakness in the labor market could be a problem. So if he sees weakness in the labor market, let's start cutting some of that. So if you are wondering about, hey, am I going to be able to get into the Qs? What's happening right now as we go into all-time highs? Fabian was like, is the market at all-time highs? We're pretty close, man. Right there, the Qs looking at it, 448. Yeah, the Dow. You want to look at the diamond? Sure, buddy. There we go. These are the DIA. There is the Dow right now at all-time highs. We'll go over to a weekly chart just to show you all. We're nowhere near any of these most recent bottoms right now. The diamonds, the Dow, upside. Despite Intel being a constituent of the Dow Jones, this still goes to the upside. And you know why? Shout out to Jamie Dimon. You know what, Jamie? You used to be one of my favorite CEOs until you said there was a hurricane coming in this market. What kind of hurricane is this? If this is a hurricane in the market, my guy, then, hey, I'm moving to Miami immediately because this is a nice move upside there. We should probably move there for reasons anyways, but there's hurricane. Nah. This is JP Morgan and what's happening with those guys. Powell noticed that the first half of the year, we did have some bumps in that. We talked about some of those PPI and CPI possibly being a bump in the road and seasonal. So we did have a hotter than expected PPI and CPI number. Powell addressed those and said, you know what, potentially, oh no, eyelash. Potentially some of those PPI warnings and CPI, I don't need this in my anymore, we're bumping the roads and seasonality factors. So let's just go back over to the Qs and have a quick look to see what they did today. So let's go over to a 1 minute chart here on the triple Qs, which is right here. Oh, we have daily on both. Okay, so let's switch this over and see what happened at 2 p.m. when those came out. So again, here's the move up on an expected rate change of nothing. So we expected no movement at all. So this is a little funny because when this really popped up here on the NASDAQ, why did we do that on an expected move? As expected. So let's keep this upside here because next time we get an expected move, let's just go the same way that the market's been trending. As you can see here, if we go over to like a 3 minute chart, the NASDAQ, again, trending. I mean, we bottomed out there. I guess, you know what? Today's day didn't really tell us anything. The market made a move down, then we kind of bottomed out. What I was looking at was this bump up right there. But again, we were kind of at the bottoms. Nice move up for the NASDAQ. It's this retracement level that happened right there at 2:30 when Powell stepped on the mic. That's when, you know, we got that buy volume coming back in. So you could see some sectors today that we could possibly talk about. I mean, the only thing that was down today was energy. And energy's been super hot. So like for UNG, I don't even want to look at UNG. XLE, let's look at XLE quickly here on the daily chart. Look, I mean, it can pull back. It's Hydration Nation quickly. Adair, you got the boots on. There was snow early, but it's really good now. I just saw Adair in some boots there. She had the high heels on. She put the boots on because you know what? There was snow this morning. I woke up and had to take it off the car. I had to get that brush going. Just drive. Yeah, Ramin's like, just drive anyways and don't worry about it. Nah, you got family to worry about right there. But $92 for XLE. The only negative sector. I don't think Tammy, my guest coming up, had snow being in Atlanta, in Georgia there. So we'll see if she had snow or not. We'll ask her today. All right, so what was good today? All right, uranium. Again, this is kind of a funny one because we talked about uranium and some energy names. I'm not into this yet. I'll just take, lithium. No, lithium. Actually, let's just check out what lithium's doing. Is it up recently? Okay, so lithium again. Pretty bad, man. Pretty bad move to the downside, but a nice take for lithium right now. Let's go back. I don't want to be sleeping on Micron. Micron is an absolute monster. Here they come to save the day. It's Micron Technologies is here to stay. Up 14%. Did we really just wick 110 on Micron? Stay tuned. We have the Fibonacci Princess coming through who will talk all about Micron levels maybe as she emailed me late in the day. Tammy, you can't email me that late. I'm on air, but we talked about Micron, and she's going to come through with Micron. I want to thank all 4,000 of you watching right now. We have the Fibonacci Princess coming out very, very soon to talk all about that. I still don't see, let's see something else. KB Homes. Do we have KB Homes out yet? N'est pas. That's like, kind of like no in French. Looks like Chewy may be out. I don't see Chewy on the Benzinga Pro platform, but we'll get that out, and when it does come out, we'll find out all about it. You know what was a real fun day today, but not really for me because we're negative on this? Wow, look what just happened right now to Bitcoin. Like, what a nice move to the high side right now. So this is not the right chart. Let's go to a 15-minute chart to see what happened to Bitcoin today. You know what? Let's go to a 3-minute chart for today and zoom out. So now, volume really started to pick up here in the midday, right? So I was actually short this. There was a report out. I don't know if it was the DOJ. Probably not. Doesn't make any sense. Somebody was looking into, what I heard anyways, looking into Ethereum and possibly not pulling the ETF or anything like that, but it definitely started to move down. And we could probably look at, let me just look at ETHE here in the midday. Yeah, so Ether basically went from Ethereum Ether went from 26.75 all the way down to 24. So they took down 10% again for Ethereum today, and that really had Bitcoin reeling. Now, whenever I hear things like that, I'm immediately thinking, uh-oh, because what's going to move crypto, right? I mean, I just feel like negative news into the Fed or anybody investigating some of the legitimacy of some of these coins. So I really got scared of that, and we started shorting IBIT. But look at this, nice move back up to the upside there for BTC proper. So I still don't see anything out for Chewy if and when that hits. Here's the Benzinga Pro platform. Dogecoin today up 14%. Holler to Nimit. I was actually talking to Nimit, and he's like, maybe buy Doge. Congratulations, Nimit. Good move up today for Dogecoin. Anything else? Oh, there's KB Homes. Okay, so KB Homes reports first quarter revenues grew 6% to 1.47 billion. Diluted earnings per share up to 176. So that's a good one. Let's see what's happening with KB Homes. We saw the home. What is it? XHB, the home. Yep. Okay, so there's the home builders ETF. A nice move for them, especially on the daily, kicking higher right now. So let's see if KB Homes treats that as good. KB Homes right now, downside push a little bit. Fat finger down to 67. KB Homes right now at 68, kind of flat. It was at 70, so a downside push there for KBH. Here is the summarized version for you with KB Homes, 176 versus 157, sales of 147 versus 148. So we'll have to hear what KB Homes is saying because it doesn't look like it should be red on those numbers, maybe projecting a little bit of a lower take here in some of the homes sales moving forward. We'll see what that Q1 or Q2 guide was. Maybe they gave a full year. If I see that, we'll get that as well. That's the latest note that I have on KB Homes. But let's not sleep on Micron. I like that, though. Let's not sleep on Micron right now because we had breaking news with these guys, and Micron really delivering the goods today. Micron Technologies better than Q2 and strong Q3 guidance. So here it is right here on Benzinga. I don't actually have the guidance, but strong Q3 guidance right here. Micron Technology, fiscal 23 out right now. Good move up for Micron and strong guidance. I don't see the guidance on here, but maybe Brendo, if you're around. Oh, there it is right here. All right, so this is the guidance right here. Sees Q3 adjusted. Oh no, yeah, EPS between 38 to 52 cents versus 20. That's a huge guide higher, man. 6.4 to 6.8 versus 6. So Micron right now beats current quarter by far. Why were they expecting a negative print on Micron? Seems silly. Nice beat for Micron. They give 42 cents versus minus 25. I don't know if about the company to comment on that, but they smoked the guidance higher. So congratulations on any Micron bulls. You know the funny thing about this? We had Micron upgrades on Monday. What day is today? And on Tuesday, in front of earnings today, Micron killing it. Good upgrade. Let's go find out who that was. XLF upside. What else was red today? XLV? Oh yeah, the healthcare sector. BioNTech today. A bad report coming out for BioNTech, sending healthcare names lower. Eli Lilly reported a drop down today on a report from Bloomberg that the Congressional Budget Office, the anticipated savings of obesity drugs would be outweighed by their cost. I say bull on that one, because honestly, what this drug will do, I mean, I don't know. I mean, if there's any nurses or doctors out there, I mean, you guys just tell me some of the effects and some of the costs that obesity, and then especially, I mean, they just commented on obesity, but what these drugs can do is also help you with your cravings and some of the addictions that people have. I just think that honestly, I've battled this a lot. I don't smoke or anything like that, but it's kind of like, I feel that the government makes so much money on taxes, especially in, you know what a pack of cigarettes cost? I was telling this story the other day. I was lined up in 7-Eleven getting $1 coffee. What am I doing? Anyways, it's right across the office. Be quiet, Ramin. I'm gonna have to get her a Starbucks one day. Anyways, the guy in front of me got a coffee, I think actually, and a pack of smokes. And I was looking at the thing, and I was like, why did that just come up to like $23? Yeah, exactly. So a pack of cigarettes was like $21 or whatever it was. And I don't even think they were like premium cigarettes. Does that even exist anymore? Here in Canada, you can't advertise or do anything, but the tax dollars keep on getting ramped up. You know what it costs for a case of beer here? Actually, I haven't bought one in a while. It's like probably $50 Canadian for a 2-4. So the government taxing, it's because they got to put this money into healthcare because of some of the costs. Now, I'm not going to preach about that, although I feel like I just did. I think Eli Lilly is doing a great job here. Look at the move upside, and I actually want to buy some dips in some of these names. So it's Eli Lilly and Novo Nordisk. If you're playing these GLP-1 drugs, they have dipped down. What goes up must come down. I'm a buyer at the 50 period for both of these. We'll wait for earnings though. When does Eli Lilly report? I'm looking up here for it. Okay, April 30th. So quite a while for them as we go. I love April. It's the month I married my wife. And then Novo Nordisk here, May 2nd. So we still have a while before these drugs come out. So, all right, let's go. We're going to call, is Tammy ready? Okay, we'll call on her in a minute. Let me just see what's happening with Micron. Nice upside move. All right, I said a minute. I lied. It's Trader Talk. Let's go. It's always great to have a princess on our show, and today we have the Fibonacci princess. Miss Tammy, how are you?
I'm fantastic. I missed y'all.
You did? Wow, that's so nice. We don't hear that too often, but we missed you as well. How was the break?
It was fantastic. I went on something called the Monsters of Rock cruise that had Queensryche, Winger, KK Priest, which is the original members of Judas Priest,
Great,
minus Jeff Tate. And it was a lot of bands, like 25 bands on the cruise. And it was absolutely amazing. It was Accept, Extreme. And we got to hang out with them, take pictures. It was awesome.
So good. And you were just at the Money Show you mentioned?
So I just did the Money Show virtually about 15 minutes before I came on here, 20 minutes before I came on here.
Well, thank you so much for coming on, obviously, as we're scheduled with you. Today, we had over 4,000 watching. So right now, pretty important. It's a big day today for Micron. So what I wanted to talk to you about was we had a huge move up. And your friend and mine, Miss Danielle Shea, told me something that when we get an outsized move in a name, we could see a strong continuation the next day. But I ask you, I don't know if I want to buy it up here at 106 and change. Let's look at some levels, and potentially you have some. Let's talk about Micron.
Okay, yeah, so Micron, and I just ran it. Because you're right, I can't. It's been a busy day. It's been a crazy day. But I just ran it, and we did hit and hold support on the 14th of March. And if that low is in place, I've got price resistance, 97 and 99. And we've talked about this before because I don't look at overnight data. So
Okay. So right now we're up to
we could fly
107.
right through this tomorrow. And if that is the case, then your targets off of that more recent low at the 14th of March are going to be 104.99, which is basically 105,
Yep.
and 109. So what I say is many moves to determinate at extensions of prior swings. I also like to look at prior swings in the market to see where the move may stop. So what are you showing right now as far as
So right now,
your aftermarket market data?
Sure. Show my screen here so maybe Tammy can see this. I don't know if you can see what I'm doing here, but we're up to 107 right now, and you nailed that top right here. The top of the pre-market, I mean, we do have a wick up here to 111, but forget about it. The real top right here, 108.50 so far, Tammy, in the pre-market. We have no bottoms at all. We just took off. It's been supported here at about 105 so far. So that goes in with one of your extension points. I believe it was the 1.27 level there was 105. So right now we're just bouncing between 105 and 108. I mean, for me, I'd be buying dips into 105, but it's still early days, as Micron just reported about 10 or 15 minutes ago. So that's what we're at right now.
Yeah, what I can do too, because all of the moving averages are on the side of the bulls, and that's what I call a royal trade setup. What I mean is we're above the 200, which is the pink dotted line.
Yep.
We're above the 50, which is the green line. And those are both SMA, simple moving averages. The 5, which is an EMA, exponential moving average, is above the red 13 exponential moving average. So all the moving averages are on the side of the bulls. I say the same thing. We may get up to these target extensions and get a nice pullback. And when we do, I think it's a great opportunity to look at Micron.
So I know that you're maybe more of a longer term trader, a swing trader per se. Do you ever trade intraday or not really?
Absolutely.
Okay,
Yeah.
so you do. Okay, so there you go. Were you involved? I know you did. You just did a piece there, so maybe you weren't involved in the Fed today. But did you put any trades on, or did you look at anything here in and around 2 p.m. today?
I did not, but my husband was in it. My husband's been trading for over 35 years.
Yep.
He actually works at Simpler Trading. His name is Bruce Marshall.
Okay.
He's got the bias room over there. And he had an SPX cash trade on, so
All right.
off of my work.
Okay, so nothing for you today. Hey, maybe we can get Bruce on. If Bruce want to come on one day, we can.
He would love to. Yeah, he's great. He's super intelligent and a great teacher.
Okay, so we'll bump Danielle and get Bruce on.
No.
Okay, anything.
We love Danielle.
Yeah, we don't want to do that.
We all make a great team together. We correlate a lot, coordinate a lot, and say, hey, what are we? This is what I'm looking at. What do you think?
Perfect. No, I know you guys do for sure. So do us a favor tomorrow morning. I'll tweet at you. Maybe give us some levels for Micron then, because we want to see some trades tomorrow morning for that. Is there any name or anything specifically? We've talked about a few names before. You brought Bristol Myers at the beginning of the year to us. Wow, it's been such a long time, eh? I feel like is it just me, or does it feel like we're in March, April, May? Like this year just keeps on going. And I remember we talked about. It's so crazy how fast it's going. You brought Bristol Myers to us before, and Tammy, I'm gonna have to say, bang, good trade. We bottomed out here near 47, 48 bucks. We had mentioned that you had a nice move back up to 55, a retracement off the 200 period there. Should have we maybe exited on Bristol Myers here, because this was a? Go ahead.
I'll tell you, my husband did. I did not, but I'm kind of in it for the long term.
Good, I like that.
Let me see if I can find. Here it is. Yeah, I mean, we're having a pullback. I don't know. If I pull this other screen over, can you see the screen now?
Yeah, if we're talking about
Bristol Myers?
Yep, we got the daily chart, yep.
Yeah, fantastic. The 5 has crossed below the 13, which I do see as a warning sign, but we're still above the 200 and above the 50. And I bought it down there right around that 47, 48 area. So still looking good to me. I like the fact that we're coming down to that 50-day moving average.
Right.
And we've got price support anywhere from 50 to 51. So if you miss that initial, bounce,
Yep.
this is another good opportunity for you to be able to get involved.
Yeah, I really like that space. I really like the sort of the healthcare, the biotech space right now, just because of population's getting older. We've had some great breakthroughs in some drugs. You might have heard me talking about that. I know you and I have talked about that before as well. I feel like pullbacks in the space, well worth it. You can get XLV. We talked a little bit about that. Moderna could be possibly a good name in the space as well. What were you talking about with the money flow today?
With the Money Show, I basically just did a presentation on what Fibonacci's numbers are and how you find them, and retracements, extensions, symmetry, things like that. Just basically the way that I do my work.
Yep, that makes a lot of sense. Everyone can find you, of course. We're not going to let you go yet, but at TraderTammy1 on X. Is there anywhere else, Simpler Trading you mentioned? You have anything going on YouTube or anything that you want to sort of...
Yeah, I'm not at Simpler Trading. My husband is at Simpler Trading. I'm at ElliotWaveTrader.net. The name of the room that I'm in is Fibonacci Stocks and Markets. And it's with Carolyn Borodin, who is known as the Fibonacci Queen, or Queen of Fibs now on Twitter. She is also on Jim Cramer quite a bit. Okay. And, you know, has been on Bloomberg before. So a lot of people may be familiar with the Fibonacci Queen. She's my mentor, and she's the one that trained me. Everything I know.
All right, good. Always nice to have a queen and a princess in the same room. All right, so quickly, so I asked the chat if they had any questions for you. A lot of people just want to know your opinion on the Fed, but you had mentioned that you didn't really trade it today or anything like that. But do you?
Well, yeah, but I've got charts on it. I mean, if you want to see what happened according to my charts, can you see I just flipped back to this other set of charts?
Yeah, whatever you want to do.
Did that work correctly?
There it is. Yeah, we're right there.
Awesome.
Okay, go ahead.
This is SPX Cash. Hit and held my support, not direct hit, but close enough. The 11th of March, the direct hit and hold was actually on my 120-minute chart. But what you see happen today, basically, is we met the first target off of that high to low swing. The targets are green.
Yep.
You can see them listed there, target 1 and target 2. What I say is many moves tend to terminate at extensions of prior swings. Another great thing that happened is I gave my clients another opportunity to get in when we pulled back to the 618 right here to use as risk to get into this move that I had not met the targets yet. But it's met both the targets off of, let's see, this high to low swing, targets off of this high to low swing.
Right.
And so now we are just looking for that larger swing second target. And the second target off of that swing inside the swing at 52.26. And the next one is 52.50, basically, which is a nice end of the week type of number, right?
Yeah, that'd be pretty sweet if we got up that high. So when we talk about, and I was just going to ask you about time frame there, and you mentioned end of the week, but realistically, when you're using Fibonacci retracements and all these different levels and things like that, you don't necessarily have a time frame on those, or do you? Like, I mean, on the chart, yes, but not to hit certain targets. Those are just levels you're waiting for. Could be a month, right? Could be a week.
Yeah, it depends on the time frame of the chart.
Right.
A great example of something that happened. Let's see. I'll tell you what. You know, Carolyn says that timing works 60 to 70% of the time, but man, I have been killing it lately. So these light gray lines are where I gave my clients timing. So the timing for a low, I gave against that price support at 51.69.
Right.
Let's see, that was the 15th of March. Then I gave them timing for a high. There was an extension that was there, but it's since been deleted. Or some sort of resistance. I gave them timing for a high against that price resistance. We failed. Came into timing for a low yesterday with price support. Hit, held, and then you see what's happened today. We've gone through a lot of target extensions and a lot of price resistance. So I have really been, you know, having a lot of great setups.
Yeah.
With time and price coming together. And those are my favorite type of setups, are when time and price come together.
I'm a little bit nervous about some of the tops here in the NASDAQ. But again, Micron kind of saves the day to me because I'm really worried about some of these chip names being overheated. But today, Micron comes out. Just real quick, come over to my screen because we have more breaking news right now. All right, it's Chewy earnings, so people in the chat want to know all about Chewy. So I don't know if you have any pets or not, Tammy, but you can go shopping at Chewy. And right now, it looks like people did do that, but net sales 2.84 billion to 2.86. This is what they're guiding forward versus 289. So they're actually guiding a little bit lower, but they are seeing sales higher. So there has to be some costs associated with that guide. We'll find out more about it, but it was a great quarter. So maybe we were in there buying some stuff for our pets. I got My son has an axolotl. We have an axolotl, a cat, and a dog. But come back to the screen real quick, and then we'll go to Tammy. There it is right now. Chewy beats 18 cents versus -4. Sales of 283 versus 279. So it looks like Chewy definitely with a great quarter. So I can already see right now, because you're a professional, Tammy, and you've already got it loaded up. So let's talk about Chewy a little bit. It's up 10% here. We did have a nice move. It stopped at 20. It's fading back to the 50 period just on the 1-minute chart, but it's looking pretty good here on a daily chart. Bounce, maybe it's not looking good, but it's looking good for a bounce off of this low that goes all the way back to the NASDAQ lows in August. We bounced off there just recently in February. Chewy with a decent short percentage of 17%. I think with this quarter, guys, I think there's a good chance that Chewy can actually go above the 50 period right now. I think a 20 break tomorrow on Chewy is an absolutely golden trade. Let's see what Tammy has to say.
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of price resistance right around that 1920 area. So I think it could give us an opportunity to see the move stop, get 3 of those moving averages back on the side of the bulls. We'll still be below the 200, so you can still make a case for the bears. But if we get through that 2021 area and then have a nice pullback, I would say it'd be a good opportunity to find some risk and be able to get into something bullish. The reason why I really like the idea of this is because if we come up here, get past this 20, we really don't have a lot of swings to project from.
Right.
So the risk will be very clearly defined. Okay. So when we come up, then get through that 20, 21 area, pull back, then we can have some pretty clearly defined risk from these previous swings. And if it takes out that symmetry, then we'll know that the low is not in place from the 23rd of February. We're either going to retest it or make a deeper downside correction. So that's something that I love about my work, is not only does it tell you where support and resistance is, but it also tells you where you might could get in trouble if support or resistance is busted.
Yeah, we're looking, I mean, right now, come over to my screen right here. You're right about some of those support levels, because here comes Chewy. It's absolutely tanking right now into 17 again, and we may test some of those lows. I guess we must have nailed it with that guide. The guide is not great on that, so it looks like a nice little downside move. All right, it's 4:30. I don't need to keep you anymore. We don't want to get that husband upset. All right, Tammy, so far so good. Thank you so much for joining. Was there anything you want to talk about that maybe we didn't get to?
I just want you to know that the Fibonacci Princess helps you define your risk. Come join me at Elliott Wave Trader in the Fibonacci Markets and Stocks room. And find me at Trader Tammy1 on Twitter.
Perfect. If you want to define your risk, you can go find Trader Tammy1. Go find her. Or you can find her here as well every other week or every week. We'll figure that out. Thank you so much, Tammy, for coming through. Ciao. Have a great rest of your week.
Thank you for having me again.
No problem. Always. That's Trader Talk. All right. Now, I just say hallelujah. Like, I don't know if we have that, that sound effect that we do have. Is that Ramin or Fabian over there? I thought this whole time it was Fabian. All right, so we do that because I feel like we just got saved by Micron. Micron came out today. If this report was the other way around, man, we would have seen some pressure there on the crypto space. I was just looking at crypto again, but on the chip space, NVIDIA. Let's just go see if it did save. Whoopsies, wrong window. Let's just see if we did get saved on NVIDIA. NVIDIA makes the move up to 908. Remember, Micron's a little bit different. It's RAM. It's not going to be like the GPU units, so a little bit of a difference there for Micron v NVIDIA. But you could see right here, look at this. This is what I like to see. Headline from Benzinga Pro. So here it is. Micron Q2 earnings revenue beat, EPS beat, strong guidance. Multi-year AI opportunity. Like that. All right, so what else did we like today? I didn't log into Twitter over here, so you're lucky. We don't have to do the sticky note today. But let's go over some trades that we made into the Fed. So look, this is real trading. I don't know what else to tell you guys. We really liked Apple. We actually discussed Apple. You guys asked me for some ideas heading into the Fed. So we gave you Apple down there long at 175. This was Sticky Note Nation, so stand the hell up, man. Sticky Note was hot fire today. 175 long. Look at this. That came in right away early, right? We bought that that, there's some outs, 175, 176, sorry. Then there's the final out, 176.50 before Fed. Now, Fed came out. We had a huge pop up there. Maybe I can zoom into this. So a huge pop up. Look at this. Fade, fade, bang. Just because we went long early, keep it on the screen. Just because we went long early doesn't mean that we can't change up our opinion. So we faded it. Then this is where we got a little bit spicier because look at the time. It's 2:30, right? So we should have probably stayed away until Powell came out. But the problem is we were fading it off of this 177. As soon as it broke, we got out at 177.20. Petite, little small hit. What's so funny? Little bit of a small hit right there. Then we faded. Oh, there's a funny comment. Okay. Then we break up higher. Once we broke higher, we're like, giddy up, man. We wanted Apple long. We took it long. And then we spun that money at the end of the day on that one. I don't actually have the money thing here. We don't need to. Nice move upside. Take it all the way before finally getting out right there at the close. There it is. Thank you so much for dropping that down. Now, the other trade that we had was Tesla, as that was a great trade, man. We wanted Tesla long earlier. It did not drop into our 168 level, so we left it alone. But guess what? We found some good prices. So again, just in the midday, Tesla fell down. You see, there's that. We were bidding 170.05. The lowest it got today was 170.85. But when it faded back, we thought that we could take some longs here against basically 172. So that's that long. We ran it all the way up there. We got out at 174.59. That was a monster trade, man. Just that trade alone was really nice. So that executed to the upside. We actually held a little bit for the Fed. We only held 20%. Good move, or yeah, 20, I was gonna say, or 10, but 20, 40, 60, 81. Then we had a dip buy opportunity into 175. We thought that was the dip, but then we played the 50 period down there at 174.50, getting out at 176. Shout out to Chef Joe and everybody else. Look, we don't have Neil tomorrow. It'll be fine. We have Obi coming through. That should be a lot of fun. Join me tomorrow at 8:30. I have to say thank you to everybody for watching today. It's been a banger. But you know what? We did a roll call on the main show. This is my show right now, and we're doing it again. So let's go. Let's shout out everybody that's here. I want to thank all 3,000 of you, man. You guys stayed on for quite a while. Still 2,500 on board. Traders stay late. Let's start using that hashtag. I got to use that hashtag more. Thanks for being a great thumbnail today as well. We had Powell on there. We had me on there. And let's do a little shout out. Wow, look at all these waves. All right, now I got to do a wave to everybody else. Yo, what's up, everybody? All right, so shout out to Borat? No, Bora Hout. Right, Bora Hout. Okay, shout out to you. Kevin Mendoza, my guy, what's up? We'll still have those bangers. I can't just give all the bangers. You guys give some bangers too, so thank you so much. D. Westermeyer, we are. Shout out to Mr. Westermeyer. Thank you for the cue ball there, the 8 ball. What's up to Loser 101? Yo, what's up? Nice shirt, thank you. Nice shirt for yourself as well. Yo, what's up to Loser? What's up to Emma Fernandez? I'm going to miss people. What's up to Melissa Murphy, Thomas, Toilet Brush? Hope you're clean, my guy. All right, Yoel's here. Damn, Marty's here. Paul's here. Everybody's here. But you know what? I'm not going to be here for too much longer because my brother is taking me and my son out to a wrestling event. Shout out to AEW. It's down here at the Rico Coliseum. Should be a hell of a lot of fun. But I'll have, see these bags? They might even be more tomorrow. Who knows what kind of fun we're going to have, but we're going to have it tonight, and so should you. It was a big day. Thank you for continuously supporting Trader TV Live. This is the Market Recap Show. I'm at Trader TV Sean on everything. Go find me and follow me and ask me questions there. Thank you to everybody. Thank you to Bears vs. Bulls. Thanks to Dara, Ramin, Fabian, Brendo, Neil. I'm probably missing somebody, but a big shout out to everybody. Thanks to Obi for stepping up. He's in the hot seat tomorrow with me. I'll see everybody tomorrow as I need to take a drink of water ASAP. Ciao, everybody. I'm coming home.